we'll do a little recap. So last time we played, you guys kind of woke up from kind of an unconsciousness, or for some of you, death. You guys woke up, each of you experiencing some type of dream, and all of you had a similar awakening where you woke up and you were met with a individual who you had recently fought in battle, and it turns out this person's name is Fitzrollo, and he seems to be from maybe the future or the past, or maybe just in this time, but he seems to be a mysterious figure to all of you. He kind of guides you throughout kind of the next portion of your journey, as he tells you there is a lot of some multiversal things going on, and it's up to you guys to change, or rather seal the fate of Crexius and kind of what's been transpiring. He takes you through this large hole that the obsidian man that had brought most of you to death once. He brought you through this big hole. In there was Steven, your companion from a long time ago, who sacrifices himself to allow your group to take this portal that takes you into another plane of existence. This plane is not one that any of you have ever traversed before, but every single one of you have heard of it. This is the first layer of hell, Emirn, in this world. And as you're transported through this portal, the entire time Fitzrollo is explaining to you the weight of us needing to move quickly, and that Crexius is moving, and we need to go. And the party does not fully trust Fitzrollo, but there's nowhere else for them to go, and this seems like the biggest lead for them. So they follow Fitzrollo. Fitzrollo takes them to this tower, and the party doesn't know who really owns this tower. He does mention it a couple of times, but he takes you to this tower, and many of you, it's the first time that you get to rest in quite some time, and he allows you to kind of examine the tower, look for things, and some of you, I think, find a couple of things, but mostly everything is protected or warded in some way by a wizard way more powerful than maybe some of you have heard of or encountered before. Few of you, I believe, went and wanted to talk to Fitzrollo, and the consensus on that was that nobody trusts him, and nobody should kill any of his friends, or else Fitzrollo will die. After those conversations were held, many of you decided to rest as much time in as you can, I believe is what Fitzrollo had told you, because you will be on a journey to continuing on through kind of this place. Your goal now is to get to this citadel that Fitzrollo had mentioned to all of you, and he kind of seems to know a way to get there. So with that, you guys have just taken a 6-hour rest. You are still in this tower. You've just taken your rest. You all kind of are, whether some of you slept or just kind of spent some time meditating, you're all kind of active, and you're preparing yourselves for the journey ahead. As you guys are doing this, would anybody like to do anything, say anything? As you kind of are preparing, you're probably getting your armor on, you're putting your packs on, making sure your blades have been sharpened, making sure that you feel strong to continue. I guess I should mention too, for the people that are watching on stream, is that Glitchy, who plays Frederick, will no longer be joining us. There's nothing wrong. or anything like that. It's just he's gotten really busy and was unfortunately unable to continue the campaign. So we wish him the best, and we hope that he watches and sees kind of what happens. But from here on out, it will be this group, at least for the time being. So, what would you guys like to do in this moment as you're preparing? Some of you found like these. That was something I also left out, is that some of you found these sigils and these writings on the wall that depict different timelines. And one of those that has been mentioned several times is Corin, seemingly not supposed to be here. And that was something Fitzrollo even mentioned, that he was surprised to see Fitzrollo here. Or, sorry, Corin here. Besides that, I know there's probably some other things here and there, but feel free to ask questions. I know it's been a little bit. Is there anything anybody would like to say or do in this time as you're preparing?
So we're the next day, rested, basically backpacks on, ready to head out the door.
Yeah. You guys are getting that pretty close, within minutes of departing.
Sorry, I just wanted to look really quick. Okay, yeah. So I do have this. The Skull of Counterspell is in my stuff. Fitz, you're leading this party. You're so worried. We can't know.
Okay.
You've lost your voice.
There we go. All right, DM, I am wanting to look around the tower for a small statuette of myself that I may have stashed in this tower
Okay.
for
Sure.
use
If you
of
think
a spell for later.
yeah, if there's something, yeah, I believe that's something, sounds like that would probably be in character. You'd probably find something like that.
Just where I left it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna stash that before I come forth from my study, which is an extraneous room in this tower. I open the door and I step through, and I take in what I see, which is the Unbroken, as they are getting ready for the journey ahead. I just ask, are we ready?
We don't really have an option not to be.
There's always an option, Leaf.
Not when the entire world is on our shoulders.
Kind of see Frederick. He responds, "If you mean ready to fight a god, then yeah, sure, as ready as I can be."
What else do we have to do on a Friday?
Ready as you can be is all I can ask. Does everyone understand what we must do as soon as we step foot outside of this tower?
Attain a weapon, somehow become avatar of my god, and then go kill a god. Did I leave anything out?
Not die.
That is the extremely abridged version, yes. I apologize. I've studied every detail of every second leading up to this point. What you need to know right now is there has been a secret tunnel prepared for us. It should lead directly to Craxius's fortress, his bastion, if you will. I believe somewhere inside we should find a citadel in which would be a vault. Inside of this vault is where I and my master believe the Mace of Torna is being kept. The fate of all of the realms, in all dimensions, in all universes, rests on you, Ran, getting to that mace. And I am here to guide the way. What happens when we get there? I cannot tell you, for I do not know. I don't know what awaits us when we get there. I only know the way. So I ask again, are you ready?
I cast Detect Good and Evil.
Okay.
Insight check.
Let's see.
Unless they're alone right now. Sorry, I'm just
No,
walking.
we're all in a group.
Yeah, you guys are basically getting prepared. Let me just look this up. So you know if there is aberration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you. Is that kind of what you're wanting
Yep.
to achieve here? You cast this. You wait just a moment to really concentrate on the spell. To you, it's almost like this air itself is like a different color to you, and it moves about the room. Nobody else really sees this. Although it is kind of visible that you're concentrating on something as you are. Nothing pops out at you. You're not getting any sort of celestial, aberration, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you at this point.
All right.
Hey, real quick question, Mr. DM, sir. Did I reattune things to my belt?
Last session, I don't think you did. But if you want to make that change really fast, I'll allow you to do that.
I would like to do so. I'd like to not lose all of my daggers.
Sure. We'll say during your 6-hour rest, that was you spent a little bit of time attuning. How many are you trying to attune?
17.
Well, I can only do like 3.
All of them.
So 2 daggers and my short sword.
Okay. You'll probably would have spent most of your time doing that. So.
And I attune my bazooka.
Yeah. And I retune my Gatling belt of dagger throwing.
Patriot missiles.
Forgot I left that in that treasure chest that you guys found. Yeah.
That's something called a fat man.
All right. You guys look amongst yourselves, hearing Fitzrollo's call, making sure one last time you've got everything. You see Fitzrollo seems ready to lead the way through this system of tunnels, it sounds, as you make your way to what seems to be a vault or something.
Let's go.
Okay. Before we leave, I pull out the statuette of myself, and I begin to use it to cast the spell Contingency. And I guess this is really just for Hunter to know, but I guess shit. Yeah, I messaged him on Discord. I'm going to very obviously do some sort of ritual on this small statuette, and then place it in my cloak pocket.
Okay.
And when I'm done, I'll address the group and say, "All right, let us leave."
I
What was
don't
that just-
trust him.
What was that just now?
It's a contingency spell. If I am to die, I will be banished from this realm. I will be burdened with resetting the timeline and finding all of you again and bringing you back to this point.
Let's not Phil. How many times have you done that before?
It's not important.
How many times?
This is the furthest I've made it. So,
Rand's hand like tightens on his hammer. He's like, "Let's do this."
Good to know you don't believe in us.
and I lead the way down the tower and out.
Okay. You guys begin to descend Mordenkainen's tower that is located here on Emirn. And as you get to the bottom of the tower, you walk out of the familiar front door. You could say that Fitzrollo kind of does a few hand motions that magically seem to unseal the door. and allow you back out into the open. And as soon as that like doorway opens, that rush of heat begins to hit all of you again, and you can kind of see Frederick just kind of almost, kind of just is like because it being a tiefling, it kind of feels good to him. But for the rest of you, getting hit with that really hot air, it just doesn't take long before you find yourself sweating again and kind of dreading this heat that is constantly blowing almost and is just existent here on this plane. For some of you, it may be enough to almost make you feel sick even. It's just that heavy. It's at least 110 degrees, maybe more.
Ew.
So it's not fun for you guys. However,
But it's no humidity. It's fine. It's a dry heat.
it is a dry heat.
It's not the
hate
heat
you.
that gets you.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. I hear that all the time.
I have my necromancer's outfit completely on with the mask.
Okay. Anything else anybody's doing that I need to know? Okay. Fitzrolla begins to kind of, once you guys all exit the tower, he does another motion that closes the door and kind of seals it to make it look like there's really no front door to the tower. And after he does a few of his motions, he kind of walks past, kind of gets his bearings for a moment, takes a moment to look around before he heads off into a what seems like not random, it's just, it doesn't really say where he's going, he's just going. And it seems like he is looking for something. You guys spend maybe 5-10 minutes following him before he goes to what looks like this kind of hill on the, kind of off in the distance, and he's looking around, and it's not long before he finds what would be what looks like a normal stone about the size of his hand. He takes it, and you watch as he seems to do something to it, and as he does, this hole, or rather kind of like a hobbit's hut, there's this door that just kind of rolls away, and an entrance is revealed that goes what looks like into the ground. It's probably really only 4 feet tall. You guys are going to have to kind of squeeze your way in there, except for Leaf, who's at a comfortable height for her. Everybody else would have to maybe squeeze their way into this hole in the ground, essentially.
You first, Fitzrolla.
Hunter, how long should I be able to discern this tunnel system will take?
Let's see. Write this down. So you you believe to get to your destination, it's about maybe 6 miles or so. You're basically going to be walking for about 2 hours, give or take some time. You're kind of familiar with the path. Should be pretty straight all the way through. You shouldn't do a whole lot of crazy winding and whatnot. And it should be pretty secure as far as you know.
Okay. If we make haste, this should only take 2 hours, and we will arrive at Craxius's fortress. After me. And then I go in.
Are we like crawling? Is this like are we able to walk abreast? How big is once we're actually inside?
So you are following him inside?
Yep.
Yes.
Do we have any other option?
Just,
The way he said that. So you're
I
going?
know, gee.
All right. Well, as you guys kind of squeeze your way in, it's probably maybe a good 20 feet or so in that you're kind of hunched over. And you see as you get maybe 20-30 feet in, Fitzrolo, who's in front of all of you, and it's like a narrow path only made for like single file. As Fitzrolo kind of continues to walk, he gets to a point where he stands up straight. The path opens up a little bit to maybe allow 2 people or two people in a line essentially, before hitting the rough edged walls of this tunnel. Um, this tunnel doesn't look like carved out. It kind of has like natural features, but uh, you know that there's some sort of way that this has been set here in a specific way. It like I said, it doesn't look like it's been carved or anything, but it's been placed here, maybe in some sort of magical means. However, it does keep its rough edges, and there is a little bit of moisture that kind of surrounds the tunnels the further you travel. Um, as you begin to travel, probably the first hour goes by pretty smooth. Um, it's just walking. There's nothing crazy. There's really no winds, or every now and then it'll be a slight curve, uh, and then it'll kind of stay on a pretty narrow, simple path. Uh, it's just a round kind of tunnel, and there's a point as you guys are walking, uh, it seems like your feet begin to like shake, almost as if there's some sort of maybe slight earthquake or something.
Real quick, I before we get to that point, like during the calm walking, we're able to like walk side by side. I think Rand would throw his arm over Corin's shoulder at some point.
Okay.
I know. I know you have your suspicions, but we have no other path. And I'll kind of I'll give his shoulder a squeeze, and I said, well, whatever happens, we'll see this through together.
He's quiet for a moment. As they're walking, doesn't say anything. Pulls Rand's arm off of him as they keep walking. Well, I guess we'll take a good thing that in these other instances I've already betrayed the party, so me being here might make things hopefully a little different. Supposedly I'm supposed to be the person that goes evil and takes everything out.
Or you find a new way to betray us. I mean,
There's still time to take the artifact.
see, that's
Kidding.
one way to look at it.
We'll
Find the
figure it out.
opportunity in every day.
We'll figure it
Question:
out.
Do I hear this conversation?
How far back are you following him?
I assume we're
say-
pretty close.
I would say he's, I don't know, maybe 5-10 at max 10 paces ahead of us. He's not, and we're so far it hasn't seemed like there's any risk of us alerting anybody by talking. So I don't think we're being super quiet.
Yeah, you'd probably pick up parts of it here and there. Fitzgerald.
Definitely after the first part, Rand wouldn't care. Rand would not be going out of his way to hide what he's saying.
I give a cautious side eye to Corin as I lead on.
You just see the dark, like glowing eyes of his green eyes through his stag mask looking back.
I do not feel reassured.
Let's make sure these choices are better.
Not knowing quite how to respond to maybe some of this slight tension, I just offer up the information. Crexius's magic has driven most of the demons and devils out of this region of hell. His undead army that he's raising, it seems to have spread like a virus across this region. So as we progress, you can expect to fight leagues of undead and perhaps more aberrations like the Obsidian Man you fought before. I just press on.
Lovely. Keep following.
How's Leaf doing back there? She okay? Is Leaf still back there? Do I need to do a perception check to see if Leaf's still here with us?
Leaf is still there. She's just she's following and hearing everything that's said, and just she doesn't really want to give away that she is absolutely terrified right now, so she's just staying quiet.
Oh, just for the record, the reason Rand's cutting up this way is because that is him coping with the abject terror he feels.
But yeah, still back here, still following.
Well, shortly after your conversation with Corin, as you guys are traveling, it feels like the tunnel begins to shake, and your feet begin to shake, and it's almost as if there's like a minor earthquake happening that causes maybe some of you to stop for a moment. This goes on for probably a few minutes of the shaking that doesn't get too vigorous, except for one moment that it seems to get really powerful, and some of you actually need to really hold your balance or you would fall. However, most of you seem to hold your balance as it slows back down to just a very minor tremble until it slowly begins to fade into no more of this trembling or earthquake.
That
Would
didn't
I
feel
know
natural.
what's causing these earthquakes?
You may have an idea, um, but um, you don't believe that it should be happening.
Most unnatural. Well, we better pick up our pace.
You know more than we do. If at any point in time you want to share your
Yes,
experience,
knowledge is key. Yeah, so we don't fuck up.
He hasn't been here
Understood.
before, so
Yeah, but he knows where our past selves have messed up before, right?
Up until the point of us arriving at the tower, I have no idea what's causing these trembles. Only that time is of the essence. And
so
I
you've
just
made it to the tower before, or you've not made it to the tower before?
I have not made it to the tower with the Unbroken before.
But you have made it to the tower.
Right, but like not with the Unbroken. Like
Were
the
you?
tower's my it's my
You have
headquarters.
successfully read between the lines there, Corey.
My question is, as we're obviously walking and talking while this is going on, are we the only group you've used? Have you tried this in the past with other groups and made it further?
To be honest,
Have you made it to hell to confront him at any point in time in the past?
I've not. I've only seen him emerge from hell himself and destroy everything that you've ever known and loved and held dear. I've only seen the horrors that take place as a result of not acting. And in my efforts with me and my master, what we've done in discovering time manipulation, this is the only group that has, one, stuck together long enough to face the Obsidian Man, and two, that I've been able to help survive his attack. I don't know everything about each of your specific journeys to get to this point, only that for whatever reason it's different. And all of you are here. And even Corin is here. It does vex me. But I still have hope. And that's why I press on. And if we fail, I will chart it. And I will improve. And I will be back here. Until we are victorious. But that's no excuse to approach this in any sort of half-assed manner. I march forward, planning, hoping, giving everything that I have to beat this man. Doctor Strange reference, yeah. So, no, I'm not sure what lies ahead. But I'm sure that I'm going to lay my life on the line if that's what it takes. Will you?
We don't have a reset button like you do. This version of ourselves will cease to exist. I do not want to cease to exist. It is nice knowing that for you personally that you could have another chance. You can go to another universe and all that stuff. But for us, this is it. This is our one life. Yes, there might be other copies of us, but that's not us. Everything's permutated. Everything's different in the other worlds. I want to live. I don't want to cease to exist. Of course, we're going to lay down our lives if we have to.
Then I have much hope indeed.
Rand's like box breathing right now, so it's like breathing in really heavily for like 4 to 5 seconds. There's a pause for 4 to 5 seconds, and there's an audible exhale for 4 to 5 seconds, and then there's another pause, and he just keeps repeating this. And if anybody looks, his hand is white knuckled. He has a smile on his face. His hand is white knuckled on his hammer as they continue to work down this hallway and progress. So just FYI.
Obviously, Corin's nervous too, but he cannot be intellectually curious about what he could find and possibly learn about what he can maybe use for future endeavors.
All right.
You're asking me what I can learn? What?
No, I'm just saying that he was saying describing how Rand's feeling. I was just describing that, of course, Corin's nervous too. Who wouldn't be nervous in hell? But that one side of him, like, this is the best probably he's going to be able to ever get to learn about undead and about his profession, and and as a wizard, this is like he's just something about the wizard that you just
this is
can't.
why Corn goes evil.
This is the wizard can't help but want to learn more. That's it. It's just in our nature. Sorcerers might have the magic in their blood, but the desire for knowledge is in ours.
Okay. You guys keep traveling a little ways.
I'm obviously heading in a swivel, so if there's any point there's a perception check need to be made, please let me know. But always head on swivel, looking around. We're not just walking haphazardly,
How about you guys make perception checks? Everybody.
even though my perception sucks. Natural 20. I fucking called it in my head. I said, watch, it's gonna be fucking natural 20.
Hey.
I get extra powers here in hell.
Rand's oblivious.
Yeah.
You're just box breathing.
You're focused on other things. However, Corin, you're the only one. As you're traveling, so all of you notice that as you're traveling, the terrain does change a little bit. You kind of go from this stony, like dirt, kind of almost natural cave-like travels to almost like stone that kind of slowly looks kind of old, like it's worn, but there's this stone that kind of almost abruptly kind of you're kind of going from this rocky kind of dirt cave system to this stone like you could say walls essentially around you, and even the ground almost is like more slab than it is like dirt or maybe some other mineral. It's kind of like stone slab, and it's a bit more smooth. It makes it a bit easier walking. Fitzrollo, you kind of recognize this. The rest of you, it's obviously like either to the rest of you, it's just not normal. Like this doesn't seem like you're either entering. Some first assumptions is that you may either be entering into an area that has been carved out, or uh, or there's something else. But this is definitely odd to the sight of all of you. Um, as you're continuing your walk, you've probably walked another, what I say, 20 minutes maybe. Um, as you continue walking past kind of this Corin, you notice on the walls, very very faint, and I should mention that it is dark, but there's almost like a low kind of you could say very dim light that kind of surrounds, or not surrounds you guys, but it's just like existing in this part of the cave, and it seems to be not really originating from anywhere. And as you guys are walking, Corin, you're the only one that sees that on the wall, kind of off to your right, you kind of notice some very faint, what look like drawings of sorts. Um, would you like to take a closer look at them?
Yeah, I'll just slow down a little bit, let people kind of keep walking, and just take a second and glance
Okay.
before people get too far away.
Yeah, you take a moment to look, and you immediately are seeing these pictures of, they're like stick figures, and you see that there are six stick figures, and it almost shows kind of you guys traveling. You're kind of getting the guess that these are more. They look kind of similar to some of the drawings and sigils and things you'd seen in the Tower of Mordenkainen. Quickly, you're able to kind of see that they're like these stick figures. They're traveling and traveling, but then you see that there's one that has extra markings all over him, and he looks different. And you feel a pull to that, Corin. You feel like there's something about that specific art that makes you feel like this is another drawing that shows you, and maybe something that has gone wrong. You watch, or rather, you continue to look at and they're all like really small, scribbled, hard to really make out.
So is this like just little scribbles around him, around that stick figure, like are like dashes or something?
Yeah, it's
around,
just
around
it's
them?
almost like somebody just scribbled all around this person, and there's no features or anything. You're just kind of
Like it marked him out
no,
almost.
no,
Or is
almost
it,
like it's
okay,
circling him, but there's
okay,
like almost as if it looks like they were trying to make him glow or something.
okay.
And then next to that, you see the five stick figures surrounding the one that it looks like he's got a circle all around him, but like almost almost aggressively. And then you see that there is that stick figure, and it looks as if somebody tried to draw like pooling blood underneath them. And then you see on the other ones there's weapons, and you see there's like a mace. You see one with two daggers. You see what looks like a long rope that is that's got like a dagger connected to it. You're quickly able to recognize this is another timeline event, but you're not sure when really this particular event is taking place.
Right.
That's all you see, at
I
least
got cord.
like right here.
Right. I'll keep walking. I'll keep walking. I'll like make a mental note of it, but just keep moving.
Okay.
But it looked like they were like obviously attacking him and took him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Fitzrollo, this is a question. I'll wait till I catch up so I don't have to yell down the hallway.
Okay.
Was this place ever connected to the tower?
Ah, I see you've noticed some of the inscriptions. Me and my master, Mordenkainen, we built this tunnel ourselves. Took centuries of work. I drew those when I was young. To help me kind of process what I had seen. Must have been maybe I must have had the mentality of a 10-year-old or something like that when I drew those. But yes, what you see is what happened. We're here.
I roll
Are
insight.
there,
Yep.
are there more down here?
Perhaps. I used to process my feelings this way when I was young.
Sorry.
Petrolo, would you like to roll a deception?
Didn't give him a choice. Crazy if he gets an extra 20 here.
Roll that to me in a whisper, I
Yeah, I
think.
figured.
But
I figured.
I don't know how I'm doing that.
rolled a 1. So, are you hiding anything from Rand? He would pick up on it immediately.
I don't believe that I am.
Okay. Rand, you're watching him.
This is my truth.
There's nothing. I mean, you're looking for something. You're really studying him, and you have been for a long time since you've met him. It's hard to not make anything up in your mind. Nothing that says that he's lying. There's nothing about him really that's thrown you off. Like, and what he said, there's nothing he said that's contradicted himself.
Right, right. No, yep.
But
Yep.
that doesn't mean that you still don't have to feel, wary of him if you want to be. You're just not picking up on anything suspicious from what he's saying. But that doesn't negate you feeling suspicious of him if you choose to
Right.
be.
Yeah.
I will say I'm trying to speak as a person who is trying to gain your trust and be honest without distracting from the task at hand or causing more ripples.
The more
It with those roles, there does Rand has a sense that that it's not that he is lying per se. He is purposely withholding larger elements. Is
You-
that fair to say?
You could say that he knows there are a lot of things that he knows, and that there may be a few things here and there that he just isn't telling. Maybe he's withholding a little bit of information.
Okay.
But it's kind of like you said, it's because he feels that this mission is so important, and there's just not really time to stop and talk about it or to elaborate. It seems very complex.
I know time is short, but if anyone sees any more of these drawings, please let me look at them. If there's something I can learn from these past failures, that might help us in the future. I don't expect an answer from anybody. Just keep walking.
Or, and if you must know, it is or it has been your insatiable thirst for power and knowledge that led you to strike a deal with Crexius, in which he imbued you with the powers of the Obsidian Man, and he used you to destroy so many. Timeline after timeline, I've seen Rand gather the Unbroken to face off against you, and you, imbued with all of the power of Crexius, strike every single one of them down. That is how it usually happens. Not once have I ever seen Ran and Corin together as brothers united. You defying Crexius. So, if there's anything that I can warn against, it's to put your thirst for power aside for just this.
When you say that, Rand looks crestfallen, and he will ask again, or he will ask what his brother asked. How many times?
Every time. Every
That's not
time.
the question. How many times?
You can tell by the look on his face that it's happened an enormous amount of times that he may not really legitimately know the answer.
This time is different. I cannot change who I am. I could be no more, no less. My knowledge, my thirst for knowledge is still what drives me. But I will do what I have to do to save my friends. I will do what I have to do to save my brother. This corn, I will not betray them. I will take my own life before that happens.
So I have seen. And again, it calls for much hope as we press forward.
If you want me to be hopeful, I need you to do me a favor.
Yes, Leaf.
Stop reminding me of how many times we've failed.
Technically, it's our fault for asking him.
Stop
I
I feel like
telling
that's where I think that's what I think that's
Player
when
for the-
Frederick was.
player
I feel
for
like
the
that's not me
dramatic
saying that. I
over
feel like that's
here.
what Frederick would be like. To be fair, that's not his fault. It's what he's just providing information.
Stop acting like you're surprised that Corin is here.
Is any consolation? Again, this is the furthest this group has made it. This is the first time this group has stood united. I have hope. As someone who has seen failure after failure, I have hope. Leaf, you must be brave.
Sorry, my kid is upstairs yelling. He's watching the NBA playoff game, and
Can't even hear him.
this is a 16-year-old that is 6'2". Let me tell you, he's got a deep ass voice. He gets excited. He does this like shrill scream where his voice goes to an octave that I don't know that males can easily replicate, and it's hilarious.
Wow.
So sorry if you hear that in the
That's why.
background.
No,
There's just
that's why we
you
can't
think
hear it.
someone's
It's not picking
being
up.
murdered. It's
like a
him
dog
yelling
whistle.
about the game. So.
I'm gonna keep an eye out, for, obviously for any dangers, but I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for any more of these drawings specifically as we walk.
Okay. As you continue traveling, you do see every once in a while more of these scribbles. Some are pretty much the same as far as how they were drawn. Some have maybe you could say like a little bit more detail, but these all depict different, like what look like maybe places and events. You see that there's one place that shows like what look like trees, and it's just like one person in this what looks like to be maybe a forest, and there's like this large what looks like maybe some type of humanoid with this other smaller creature, and it seems like these drawings almost show like some sort of conversation happening before like the larger humanoid is drawn walking away, and then the smaller one is drawn with like uh, kind of that same glowy look around him. And like that's it. And then you get more drawings where it again shows what seems to be the unbroken all traveling together. Um, but it's really as far as like location, you just really can't ever figure out due to just the very vague drawing of these inscriptions. So you do see a few of these as you travel. However, there's a point where, as you all are traveling, Fitzrolo, you get to a point where probably maybe 100 feet or so in front of you, you're able to notice that there seems to be kind of like a stone archway, and almost as if this tunnel opens up into an area uh, that is not outside of the by the citadel.
Do I recognize this area?
When you see it, you don't you don't know right away what this place might be. No, you don't quite recognize it.
Okay, but it's like the end of the tunnel.
Seems like you would be getting close to the end. However, it seems like this is not quite the end. As you draw closer to what seems to be almost like a large doorway, perhaps, but it's like an archway of stonework, that appears to open up into a larger cavern, maybe.
Okay, I hold my hand up to motion for the group to halt, and then I motion to get down, and I attempt to slowly ease myself forward, sneaking into the room to try and surveil what might be going on.
Real quick, would that rest we had a while back, would that have triggered my recharge for my ring?
Yes.
Okay.
As you, Fitzroy, as you kind of make your way into the room, it kind of opens up on both sides. It kind of curves out. You see some damaged stone structure here, and this immediately kind of comes to you that the tunnel path that you were on has been, you would recognize that it's been moved in some way. This is something that you and Mordenkainen would do sometimes, is to take your paths and basically with magic move them. However, you don't remember moving them, and you believe the earlier trimmers may have been what this is, as this is a different room, and it's not where you should be. It seems as if this entire area has been placed here somehow. As you take a moment to look about, it's not recognizable to you, but you see that there is what looks to be a large stonework in front of you that seemed to make kind of a circle. Around you, you just see a lot of stone slab, but also more destroyed stone structure that leads maybe into just the dirt and things of of kind of what would be around you underground. And at this moment, it seems empty, as far as you can tell. You're still in kind of this very dim light. It's hard to see. Do you have dark vision?
Don't, let me think. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I'm going
So-
to activate my third eye ability. Third eye appears on my forehead. It's black, and I can see in the dark now.
Hold up. Are you Doctor Strange?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What are you talking about? I don't know who that is.
He's actually got this ability. He sent it to me, but it's called the third eye.
Oh, how can I make it to where my stuff that I'm putting in chat is going to everybody?
It might be in your character settings. It might be whispering to me for some reason.
Yeah, so right above your inspiration, it'll have public or to GM. And you just
In
gotta
your
click
character profile, I think.
public.
Boom, boom. There it is.
Yep.
There you go. So with this, you take a moment. You guys maybe watch from a distance. I'm guessing is that Fitzrolo kind of does a quick motion with a spell, and it seems like visibly nothing really changes about him because you're seeing him from the back, and he's looking around. Fitzrolo, you are able to clearly see this room now. That it is in fact some sort of cavern, and as you kind of take a few moments to really look around, it seems like kind of in front of you, around kind of these larger rocks, there seems to be maybe another path. It's hard to tell. It's just about at your range for dark vision, but you do notice that there are some broken parts of the stone in this area. You don't know. At this point, you're a little bit. You don't really know what could have caused this, and you don't know if there's anything in this room. You don't know anything about this room.
How
You
many
just
potential paths forward do I see?
right now you just see one, but you would have to explore the room a little bit deeper to maybe see if there's additional or if it's just the one.
Okay. Without uttering another sound, I'm going to go ahead and cast Find Familiar. I'm going to cast it with a first level spell slot rather than ritual cast it, so I can get it instantaneously. I'm going to summon a spectral owl and send it to fly around the room.
Okay. You guys watch as more hand motions are made with Fitzrolo. As he does so, this beautiful owl kind of flutters its wings to life. You can see it's spectral, so you can kind of see through it as it kind of looks there. It tilts its head a couple times, and without even saying a word, it seems like Fitzrolo has given this owl commands as it flies further into the cavern. You see, it kind of goes around this larger stone structure to find that there's indeed another path that splits off to the left, and then there's a path that's kind of separated, and it eventually goes off to the right. Basically, for context, I have a map
Hey.
just in case. Can you see map?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the rest of you are gonna have to pretend like you don't quite see everything in here.
Oh, yeah, we
However,
definitely got. Yeah, I do
Talk-
not have dark vision, so not hard.
Talkaway, or sorry, Fitzrolo, you're able to kind of see the scope of this entire room.
Amazing.
You
All right.
see that these rocks here are probably 10 foot tall or so. Some of the bigger ones stretching as high as maybe 15, 20 feet tall. And some of these smaller ones, your owl was able to just peek in to see that there seems to be a very dark, deep hole. And at the very, very bottom is a very slight tinge of this orange-red kind of color. Meaning that somewhere down at the bottom there is potentially some flame or something that is emitting this kind of light.
Okay. Before I address the group, I'm going to send my owl to just go down the left passageway until there's another fork or something. And while the owl is in flight, I'm just going to turn to the group and just admit my frustration. Do not have time for this. I don't know what was causing those tremors earlier, but it seems as though our tunnel system has been compromised somehow. Where we were supposed to have a straight shot, we've come to a fork in the road. Here's what I suggest. I've sent my pet owl down the left corridor. We will observe the right one until I have more definitive information. Do any of you know the spell Find Familiar?
I do not.
Do not.
Okay. Of course. I'm going to remain connected and in tune with my owl. I will be forfeiting my physical sight for the time being. Leaf, I suggest, with you being the most nimble, you lead us down the right corridor, being careful of anything that may or may not lurk ahead.
Just trying to sacrifice me already. Okay.
I'll need Ran, Corin, or Frederick to steady
Grant
me.
goes, Find Familiar, and then puts his hand on top of Leaf's head.
Okay. So basically, to just explain it, when I'm looking through my owl's eyes, I essentially become blind to the world around me, right?
Yeah.
So I'm asking for another party member to basically just push me along the right path while I gather information on the left path.
Okay.
Ram puts his hand in the middle of your back, and we'll guide you as we move forward.
Fun fact.
I'll replace Rand real quick. You need your hands for fighting. I only need one hand to cast spells. You might need to have to pull out your mace. Your hammer.
It comes to that.
Okay.
I don't think any of us can see in the dark.
I can't know.
Said it is
don't-
very dim in some sort of magical way, you could say. It's just that like it is still hard to see. Like any sort of like perception, anything to do with sight, you're gonna struggle with a little bit. Unless you have dark vision or like you light a torch or something to give you some light, some sort of way to see. Right now, it seems like Fitzrollo is the only one. I'll double check on Frederick. Frederick has dark vision,
I'm pretty sure as a tiefling he has dark vision.
Yeah.
so he can see in this room just as well as Fitzrollo, I believe. Let me see. I'll double check here. Yeah. So he's got superior dark vision, so he can see 60 feet. Or I guess it's not. It's just dark vision. So he kind of looks around the room and can see every once in a while Frederick does kind of clutch his amulet for a few moments before releasing as he follows. So Rand, you're kind of leading him go up to that right path.
Yep.
Well, I think we can. I think if it's okay with you, Frederick, if you can see, I think you need to be kind of in the front, kind of leading us.
Kind of looks at you. Oh man. The one time I have something that's good and I don't want to use it.
I can go in front of you. Just tell me when to stop.
No, it's fine.
I wouldn't be a good shield anyway.
I'll keep Fitzrollo in the back, kind of near me with Rand. That way, there's like he can kind of stop us at any. He can tell like one of us at any point, and then we can stop the group. And I assume Rand is taking up the rear. That's what in my head imagined, but y'all decide what you guys want to do.
Yeah, that works. I'll do that.
If we end up needing to go down the left path, I will immediately signal to the group. We'll have to double back, but this is a gamble, but it could potentially save us time. Could potentially cause us to spend more time down here. But let's get moving, nonetheless. And then I reattune myself to my owl and begin trying to see what is going on down the left path.
Would you guys say so? Rand's pushing Fitzrollo. Corin, are you going to be right next to him?
Yeah. I took over Rand's spot with Fitzrollo's. That way, Rand had his hands ready to pull out his hammer.
Okay.
So
I'll say Frederick is kind of close behind, and Leaf is that kind of about the distance. You're able to measure too if you want to kind of see how far you are away as you're walking. I'm assuming that this is kind of going to be like the walking path for the foreseeable future.
Are we gonna have Frederick in the front since he can see?
Yeah, we can put him up so kind of in front of Fitzrollo.
yeah, that's what I thought we were gonna do. Like
Okay.
Frederick, and then
That's right.
or Leaf in front of Frederick, whatever she wants to do.
Yeah.
And then Rand was kind of in the back, and then Corn and Fitzrollo together, moving in the middle.
As you guys walk by, all of you do kind of notice this broken structure that is here on the right side here.
Does it look like a collapsed wall, or like when you say it's a structure, is there?
Or I guess I should say stonework. It's
Okay.
more of kind of like you can examine it, I guess, if you want to. But it just at first look, it is just like it's fallen apart in some way. but if you'd like to maybe see how it's been destroyed, you are more than welcome to go and examine it. Otherwise, you can keep traveling.
Being in the back, Rand can, as we advance, Rand can swing toward it.
Okay. So the rest of you slowly are making your way up. Fitzrolo, you've got your vision with your owl going as you watch as it kind of coasts in flight, kind of down this path a little ways. Rand, you're gonna make your way kind of this way.
Yep.
Roll me an investigation. Looking at this wall is fallen apart by some sort of impact. As if something hit it, or maybe it has, like, it's been... If you were to think about it like a block of, like, constructed Legos, and you dropped it and it fell down and it impacted that way, it kind of seems like it's possible it's broke that way, but it definitely is broken by impact.
Nothing else of note. Does it seem the size of it? Is it a similar size and tunnel in terms of height and width as the tunnel where we came from?
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else kind of off about it. It does seem to... The wall itself in here, too, I should mention, is like stonework all the way around you. And I guess you could say in a dome, the ceiling is probably 30 foot high in here. Like, it kind of opens up in this room. And it's all stone. Except for these little areas where it's broke, you can kind of see the earth kind of behind it. Some of the dirt and things. This particular area is about 9 foot wide of just detonation or impact or whatever. Destruction, not detonation.
Okay. I will continue to move on with the group.
Okay. As you guys press forward, right as Frederick is getting up to here, all of you hear kind of this low, almost laughter that echoes into this room. You have a moment here to just continue forward. It seems as if it's not coming from this path. However, it may be echoing either out of the path of your owl, Fitzrolo. Does your owl get any sort of hearing, or is it just sight?
Yeah, bro, it'll get all the normal perception of an owl.
Okay, then as an owl, you're not hearing it echo from your owl. Logically speaking, it's coming from potentially the hole.
When you say hole, you mean...
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry.
We all clicked on it.
I was like, I wanted to make sure that was an actual... I meant to ask earlier, because I missed it being described, whether or not that was a hole, or was this everything around it, like, was that basically like a rock?
It's like a 10 foot high wall, we said, I think.
Hearing the laughter, Rand rushes up to Fitz and smacks him.
Did you get slapped?
Ignore it. We don't have time. We need to decide which path forward is the correct one.
I think he can hear us. I don't think he just see us.
Oh, can he hear us? I thought he's blind and deaf.
Is he blind deaf or is he...
None of us know how Find Familiar works,
That's
guys.
what I'm saying. I assume, this is Corin is talking. I was like, I think, are you deaf? Keep going to the right while we talk. Keep going to the right while we talk.
Yes, I continue to kind of shuffle forward. When I'm looking through the eyes of my owl, I have all of his vision, hearing, taste, smell, touch, all of it. I essentially am my owl.
That's what I thought.
And then when I open my eyes, I'm myself, and my owl exists somewhere else, uh, outside of my control.
I feel like at some point, Leaf, being who she is at her very core, turns around and goes, "Okay, there's a really big step right here. You're gonna need to lift your foot really high."
And then we just take
Just
a very
barely,
small
yeah. We
step
just walk over it.
Yeah, you guys kind of continue quickly, trying to get maybe away from whatever that was.
Rand's gonna basically be turned around, walking backwards down the tunnel now.
Okay.
In a vanguard, making sure nothing's coming that way. Intently listening if anything's coming down the hallway. Is on that, what is the floor? Is this gravel? Is it smooth?
It's actually kind of smooth. Yeah, it seems as if it's been maybe carved or slated, or it definitely looks like man-made. You could say.
There's not a crunch underneath. There's not a layer of anything on the floor that would be a crunch.
No, maybe
Okay.
some like slight rocks and things, but no.
All right.
You guys continue traveling on. Ran as it echoes, it does get a little bit louder, but as you travel forward, the echoes do get to a point where they slowly fade as you all kind of quickly travel. Fitzrollo, as you continue to use your owl finally hits what looks like um, a dead end due to some sort of collapse in the system, the cave system on the left side. You see that there's just a pile of rocks, essentially blocking the path that would continue left, had you gone left. Your owl attempts to maybe find a way through, but it is packed tight and shut. It could take a long time to remove all those rocks. There seems to be no other entry or exit as your owl is patrolling this hallway. And he flew for probably maybe 5-10 minutes. Not too long, really.
Okay. I'm going to have him make his way back to us, and then I'm going to cut myself off from its vision and such.
Okay.
He'll come to rest on my shoulder. I
Alright.
open my eyes and I kind of take a step forward from Corin. I say, my owl has hit a dead end. Rubble has collapsed and is blocking the tunnel ahead. So even if that was the correct way, we have no time to remove that rubble and try to forge a path through. Our fate is binded to what lies ahead.
Keep going.
What is the laughter? Do you know?
I don't know. If I were to guess, these intersecting tunnels and caverns are not the doing of me or my master. Perhaps some creature has burrowed its way in has created some sort of tunnel system that's intersected with ours somehow. We can only hope that we are on my path and not its path. As we proceed, it would be helpful if we found any more of my old scribblings to tell us that we're going the right way.
Sorry. So I have the game on. I'm streaming it, and they just went nuts. The Mavs were down by 2, and the play hadn't even started. There's 10 seconds left. I don't know what's going on, and then the upstairs just erupts. So I now know what's going on. That was why I'm laughing, not to take away from the seriousness of the moment. Lead on. Let us try to find some more scribbles.
Right after this conversation is had and you're continuing to walk, Fitzrollo, you are cut off from your owl. Just magic is gone from it. seems as if there was a disconnect. It doesn't come from you, but it came from wherever your owl was. It's like almost immediate. It's just gone.
My owl's gone.
Yeah, it's as if like it was on its
I
way
was waiting for
returning
that
to you.
catch up.
Yeah.
Like all of us are just sitting here staring intently.
We're sorry. The
It
bird
w-
you're trying to connect to is
Trying to
currently
connect to.
unavailable.
It was on its way to return to you, just like you asked, and you're waiting for it to return. And in just a moment, as you're walking, you feel it. Uh, you it's like you just lost your connection to it. The magic itself, the spell is faded. Uh, Something stopped it. Something caused it to no longer be active.
Okay. Hold on, sorry, I got some youth students texting me. Okay.
Your owl has disappeared. Then I hear upstairs. Yes, they did it.
Wow.
Sacrifices.
Okay. It appears we are being followed. Something has intercepted my owl, and it is no longer with us. I can only assume that whatever lurks behind us is hostile.
How wide's the tunnel run right now? 1 person, 2 person. abreast?
It started out one person. It's slowly opening up a little bit more to almost two. With Leaf could probably walk next to one of you, but the rest of you be a little bit more difficult.
So I just remembered that I have this. Can I activate the light on my sword?
Sure can.
I want to do the dim light.
Okay. What does that look like to you?
I feel like Leaf kind of like steps over to the side to let everybody kind of like walk past her. And she unsheaths her sword and like grips it in both hands and just, I'm not going to lose them. I'm not going to lose them. I'm not going to lose them. And turns around and like is next to Ran and lights up her sword so that we can see things and see if there's anything behind us.
Okay. You kind of wave it. What's the distance or the radius?
If I do bright light, it would be 60 feet, but I want to do dim light to start with, which is 10-foot radius.
Okay. You do so, and you guys, I'm assuming you're still traveling, correct? Yeah, you kind of
Yeah,
do that to
slowly.
keep
We've
it,
been traveling this whole time.
and you don't see anything as you've continued down this path.
Do we like hear the war drums behind us?
No, it's just
Oh, rock.
you don't seem to hear anything. You march forward in hopes that whatever is behind you doesn't come after you. You all continue forward for maybe another hour before uh, and you don't see any more scribbles on your way. The stonework at one point, probably within like 45 minutes, it kind of goes back to more of the gravel kind of, or not gravel, but more of like it abruptly switches again to kind of the path that you were on earlier. It feels like it's more dirt, it's softer ground. The stonework kind of just disappears, uh, and the stonework that is connected to kind of this more dirt, mud like uh, hollow tunnel. Uh, the stonework there is almost like ran kind of the impact that you had noticed earlier. It's just not very well put together, it seems like. It's at this point that Fitzrolo, you kind of are starting to feel like you're back on track, although you're not quite certain with kind of this entire experience of going through this cavern. It's not far after this, maybe 15 minutes or so, that there is seemingly a light at the end of the tunnel. You see Fitzrolo, kind of a familiar light that would have been placed basically at this specific dead end that you guys reach, that activates on your presence, you could say, kind of letting you know that you've made it.
So some form of like sigil or ward or something glows on the wall.
Yeah, it's kind of like this runic kind of sigil that you've Mordenkainen may have taught you this trick, that you should always have something like that tells you for sure where you're at, or that you're safe, or whatever. And so you remember maybe a long time ago you've placed something like this here to detect your presence, and it does light up when you're nearby, indicating to you that this is the end of the tunnel.
Okay. I place. Do I know? Is this like? Do I activate something to like open the door or something like that?
Yeah, you do. You do just like a very simple gesture, very similar to kind of how you open up your tower.
I place my hand on it. I look back at the group. I take a moment to gather myself. I say, okay. And now, the difficult part. And then I open the cavern door to see what awaits us on the other side.
Get a spell ready.
You open the door, and you're all immediately kind of hit with this heat once again. This doorway here, I should say, has opened up to almost 15, maybe 15 feet wide. And as the structure itself kind of opens, you all find yourself slowly coming out of the tunnel and revealing to you all. You have another map.
Hey, so many maps.
New map, new map, new map.
Bullshit. That's hell.
That's a flower.
I know we don't see that far ahead, but oh, dear God.
Right? That's what I was thinking. It like centered me on one.
Yeah, it literally pulled up the first thing, like as deep as it could go, I feel like, in there.
Oh wait, should I avert my gaze until you've blacked out what we're not supposed to see yet?
Quick
Never
memories.
mind. I found out where we're on the map, and I've blown it up to where I can only see our corner.
Okay. There
Yes,
are
I'm
things that
just-
you would be able to see. Basically.
Okay.
I think it's time for me to switch to chat only on the stream.
I don't think there's anything. We'll see. At least as of now. But anyway, so you guys are immediately met. Fitzrolo, this is all familiar to you. You see this long bridge that goes what you would know as this long lava river. And off in the distance, this large building that would resemble what you were looking for, this citadel. Before you, it's very tall, but most of it towards the top seems to be just destroyed or at least damaged heavily in some way as you look at it. You're not even sure, like, if going up is the right way or down. It's getting to a point now where you're starting to kind of know what everybody else knows as you get to this point. This bridge goes over kind of this lava river, and all of you do notice that there are beings that are kind of walking about that seem to be kind of guarding, you could say. You guys can make perception checks.
Come on.
How tall does the tower appear to be?
Taking a
Of
look-
course. All things are equal again. Rolled a 1.
Perception really quick. Taking a look, this tower is really tall, but it does seem like it's probably, you could say, maybe what would be a normal maybe 5-story tall building. It's pretty tall. However, like the top, more than half of it is just crumbled. Seems as if like it's been maybe attacked or something has happened to it, and you don't know if it's been recent, but it hasn't always been this way. Yeah.
Does the Citadel? Why is Torna's mace here? Why is there a vault here containing Torna's mace?
Are you asking me that?
This is Ran looking out at the hellscape. Does the Citadel look celestial in its construction at all that would
It does
make
not.
sense?
It doesn't look very welcoming. It's constructed with all these like spikes and like red kind of metals, and it's got like this, from a distance you can see this large kind of huge double doorway that's got these pillars that seem to have like bones and things that kind of surround it. This does not look like a place that any sort of like good gods stuff should be at all. It's definitely a question that you very well could be asking a lot as you travel throughout kind of this area, because you don't quite understand. That is definitely something that it's okay to not understand. Because it doesn't
I'm
look
sorry.
like it's celestial.
So above table talk, I don't remember if from our last session if there was any kind of excuse provided in explaining why this artifact of Torna would be here in this time and place, and outside of just story plot convenience. And if that's what it is, that's fine, and I can certainly move forward with that. If there wasn't an excuse, Rand's looking at all of this and some of the gaps in the answers from Fitz, like at least from my standpoint, things aren't adding up. Does that make sense? Is that fair to continue down that path from as a character?
Grill me, bro.
I don't want to completely just continue to be like, bitch is betraying us all, and it's like, or like this stuff doesn't make sense, and it's just me because I missed something or I misremembered.
Didn't he
we've
say
already
something
covered
about
this.
that last time, though?
That's what I'm trying. That's why I'm
It's
asking
been
now.
so long since we played.
I know.
don't
That's why I'm
remember.
asking now, because this is just me simply, I can't remember what the conversation that we had about this, because walking out onto this hellscape, I'm looking at this and I'm just like, wait, this doesn't make sense. Why
I
is
think all I said is that that mace
it's there? There's a vault. We need to
being
get it.
kept by Crexius in a vault. But grill me, bro. I'm ready.
I've thrown my best at you. A 25, a nat 20, the best Rand can do.
You're not
and
asking the right
gleaned
questions.
Nothing.
You're not asking the right questions.
I know.
Go with this new line of thinking. Do it. Just don't yell too loudly so we don't get heard. Can we tell what these creatures are up ahead? Are they I'm sorry if you already
You
said
can't.
that.
You can't. That was the perception roll.
Oh, gotcha.
Frederick and Ran and Fitz are able to kind of see what these types of creatures are, or at least I should say, yeah, all three of you can. Ran, you rolled high enough. It's a bit easier for Frederick due to his
I think the way's
tiefling
clear,
nature.
guys.
And Fitzrolo, you've got experience down here, so you kind of are able to identify some of the things that you're seeing. Ran, if you do, like I said, if you just feel free to interrupt anytime.
Yeah.
If you do want to kind of ask some of those questions and things.
For the moment, these are things going through the back of Rand's mind. Rand's not going to stop in the middle of. This is a lake of fire. We've walked out. Are we still in dim light? Like, is my vision, even with this perception shot, hampered at seeing at distance to be able to make out what these creatures are?
Not now. Not
Okay.
not now as you've exited this little cave. This little tunnel,
Okay.
I should say.
Yep. Okay. Are we on the surface, or we are on the surface?
Yeah.
And the citadel is a construction on the surface.
Yeah,
Okay.
this area seems to be a little bit more familiar as to what you'd seen earlier before you went to the tunnel, except there was no like huge river of fire, but the landscape looked similar to this beforehand. It's just there wasn't a huge citadel and all these creatures, and there was some of these decayed trees and types of plants and things that was kind of around you before. Frederick, Ran, and Fitz, as you examine, it's clear to everybody that there's something on this bridge, and there's something across the bridge, kind of by where the front of the citadel would be. Fitz, well, all three of you guys notice that just knowing history and knowing maybe a little bit about this place is that this thing here that I'm marking, at first glance looks like a zombie. However, they've got their flesh, and as you take a bit longer to look at them, they almost look humanoid, but you don't see any legs. Like, as it moves, it just kind of, like the bottom half of it, there's no legs. It's just like goop, like almost like slime, and it just kind of moves on its like slime kind of thing. You guys would know this to be what's called a lemure.
Okay.
And you
Didn't know what that was.
You see plenty
Now have a
of
new
these.
character for my nightmares. Thank you.
No problem.
Awesome.
As it kind of floats around, or not floats, but it kind of just, you could say, slug around, you see that there are multiple of them, kind of off in the distance, kind of around. If you would like to maybe recall any more information on these, you're more than welcome to make a history check. I will go through some of these other creatures really quick, too.
You wanted a history check?
Yes.
My focus is intently fixed upon the citadel and its construction.
Okay. The other creatures, really quick, you do see on the bridge what look like 4 imps. These red creatures that seem to have wings and a scorpion-like tail. As they are currently not flying, they are just kind of walking, and you actually notice they seem to be picking on this lemur, as if they're like going in and like nipping at it or scratching it or doing something. They're pushing it down. It seems like they're doing something that seems, you could say, mean, but you don't really know a whole ton about these lemurs in the first place, other than their name and what they look like. And then across the bridge, at the very end, you kind of see here 3 what look like dogs that are not like your normal dogs. They're quite a bit larger, and they seem to have 2 heads that are all held in chains by this other individual at the back, um, who is wrapped in chains, and he has many blades and like rounded, scythe-like blades, and knives and things that are wrapped around his body, and he's just kind of there, and he's got 3 chains coming from him that seem to be holding the dogs in place. Besides that, you don't see any other creatures, you 3 anyway, and the rest of you that didn't get, well, what Rand, Fitz, and Frederick got. You don't know what these things are. As far as your history goes, Rand, you don't know a whole lot about these, but you have studied them, being in your field, and you know that lemurs are essentially like slaves in hell, and they're like the lowest form of a devil, and they're twisted, they're tormented, and they're most always souls of evil mortals at some point that lived on the material plane. It's really all you know about them, is that
Okay.
at some point they died on the material plane, and they somehow came here born as this. And the people that they were are not good people typically.
All right, Fitzroller, how do we get in?
I've never seen this before. I'm studying it. I'm taking it in. It appears the top of the citadel has been damaged, making any of the upper floors probably not the best place to keep a vault. I'm going to say this structure has to have some sort of basement, some sort of lower floors. If I were to guess, the vault we're looking for is somewhere below the ground. So we need to get in and find out how to go down.
And
And
we're
then,
supposed to find Torna's mace in that.
My master was able to glean some information that Crexius did lock the mace away in this tower. You see, in Torna's fight against Crexius many centuries ago, she landed the final blow, banishing him to hell, lodging the mace in his eye socket, and so he actually took the mace with him when he fell. Not being able to destroy Torna's mace or the remnant of her power, he was forced to lock it away where it could never be found, discovered, or used. And yet here we are, ready to do all of those things. Now, what do you guys think? How should we proceed in dispatching some of these foes?
I mean, the more we get to fight, the more it's going to take away from us when we actually need to use our abilities.
There's only one way across, right? Looking from what we're able to see.
Yeah, it seems so. That river does go well beyond the screen.
Okay.
And kind of behind the citadel, there are these large, I should say, like, not structures, but rock formations that kind of almost put this into a corner, kind of hidden away from maybe what could be seen from behind it.
Mhm.
And there's only this one bridge that you're able to see from here. You can see that as you guys stand here, the lemurs do kind of wander, it seems.
We will want to avoid any sounding of any alarms. Crexius is somewhere on this plane of existence, probably close by, with his massive undead army, preparing to reach into the material plane. But if any alarm is sounded, he will divert all of his forces here to thwart us. So stealth
again-
would be ideal.
we should not fight. But how can we get across without being seen here by all these creatures?
The lemurs should not pose as much of a threat as far as sounding any alarm. It will be the imps, the dogs, and the dog's master who we should dispose of first.
As of now, you have reason to believe, all of you, that you have not been noticed or seen. But you don't have a whole lot of cover where you're at.
Yeah. Yeah.
I cast the
Yeah.
cantrip minor.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah,
Go ahead. I was going to say, Rand's not standing out here in the open. Like, just hanging out by a rock.
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
I'm going to cast the spell Minor Illusion to... Hold on. Let me... I'm going to basically create a 5x5 wall of fake rock that we can all hide behind.
I'll assist and make another 5x5 with minor illusion as well.
Okay. You guys do that, and try to do that as discreetly as possible. And
Minor illusion.
and it seems that you've created kind of this wall that is there now.
I don't remember a wall being there.
Must have been the wind.
I mean, I can get myself over there, but
With your cape?
yeah. Can't take any of you with me, though.
Thinking.
I thought I had taken a feat specifically to... Never mind. I need to review my build. I think I did something wrong. It says I only have 1 feat, and I'm like, there's no way I only took...
You have a feat? Every time I level up, it says you don't get a feat. There's no feat this time. If I can get close enough, I need to get a little bit closer. I might be able to incapacitate. I don't know how long, but I might be able to incapacitate the dog master. If they're, I assume that's what you guys told us, right? Ahead, did y'all tell us everything that's on the bridge or no?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. I need to get in 120 feet. I just need to be able to see him, and then I can do my best to incapacitate him. But if it fails, it's go time. But if I succeed, he's completely incapacitated until sometime, aka my next turn.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just going through my spells.
No,
here.
I don't know what else. As I say, that's what I got.
That
Everything else
seems
is
like
just-
our best course of action. The rest of us will provide any amount of cover for you between now and then. What spell are you planning on casting?
I don't even know how to pronounce the name. I've done it before. Warlotham Psychic Lance. I picked it up a while back.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Stop
I need
shopping and battle planning, the detriment to all D&D groups.
I need to get about 20 feet closer.
Let's go to the edge of the bridge and commence the attack. I believe I have a spell that should suffice if yours fails.
So they're just recap the... These are 3 dogs, hellhounds,
Yeah, it seems like it.
or imps,
Souls.
and then a captain.
Seems so.
Okay,
Covered in
thanks.
chains.
The captain's covered in change, or the lemurs are covered in change?
The captain.
Okay.
Seems like he's wrapped up in these chains.
Like his arms, like a dog walker, like he got like wrapped around his wrists.
No, like he's got it like around his neck and his head and
Okay.
his chest. It seems like he's just got tons of these chains around him. And he definitely has. You can see 3 of them go up to one of his hands, his left hand, we could say, and he's holding these dogs kind of in place by these chains. And then in his right hand, he's got what seem to be several other chains that just hard to see exactly, but they appear to be sharp weapons, razor-like weapons. There may even be some chains that just have nothing on them, but he's just holding them, kind of at his side, and kind of swinging his arm, kind of just as he stands there. Every now and then you'll see he kind of seems to turn his head and watch the lemurs as they walk kind of off to the side of him. And then he kind of seems to also just be watching as these imps, they'll kind of fly up and then they'll come down and kind of hit this lemur here. Seems as if they're attacking or bullying or doing something, but they seem to be making some fun out of messing with this lemur, essentially.
How big are these flower things?
They're pretty big, about 10 feet wide.
If I could get, I'm gonna point down the range for everybody. If I can get either here, does everyone see that? Or here, I'll be within range. And maybe it'll be still unseen by the rest of them. I fear if we get any closer to the bridge, that we're gonna be spotted immediately.
Okay, let's get you there.
How tough do these lemur things look?
As you've been watching them, they seem to be slow. And their entire bodies just seem to be made up of like this weird fleshy substance that, while they are missing legs, it's still what helps them travel. It does not, it's not like it's dripping or anything, but it is very much an unnatural, fleshy kind of body that they possess. They don't seem to be very fast, and they don't seem to have any sort of weapons.
So, real
Do they
quick.
look-
Go ahead. Sorry.
Do they look kind of tanky? Like they could take quite a few hits?
Hard to know. You've never encountered something like this before.
Question. They have no legs, but from afar away, does it look like? I'm just gonna try this just to see. I touch
Famous
myself
buzzwords.
on my chest and I cast Disguise Self and I try to study. I look and try to study as much as I can from what I see the details to hopefully pass. I can put it in chat to hopefully pass because it's a humanoid, right? And it's the same kind of arrangement of limbs. Obviously, I would have feet, but from like a far away distance, I want to look as much as I can. So like at a quick glance, I'm hoping that nobody will be able to tell that I'm not one of them. But obviously, if they got closer, you would see I had feet, and I'm not slithering. But the rest of my body looks like one of the lemurs.
Okay. You can try.
If that's possible. If that's not possible, then we can just say the spell failed or whatever you want to say. But I think since it's a humanoid as well, that I should be able to do it.
You can try it if you
Otherwise,
want.
yeah, it says otherwise the extended illusion is up to you.
They don't seem super tall. Like, they seem like maybe a normal human's height.
Right.
So about, what, 5'9", 5'10"?
That's fine. I can make myself up to a foot shorter, it says. So I want to do my best. I can make myself thin, fat. I'm going to just keep watching the lemur, and I'm just going to try to mimic as much as I can into it.
And you're going to go where?
I'm going to right now, I'm just going to just cast that.
Okay.
How's this look?
How does it look?
You're looking at him, and you're looking at the lemur, and you're thinking, it's the best idea you've had so far. I mean, it's worth a shot. However,
That's saying something. The best idea we've had so far.
I'm going to go.
it doesn't look bad.
I'm going to
The
make my
only idea we've had so far.
I'm going to make my way.
Downtown?
Yes. I'm going to make my way here. and then I'm gonna try to cast. I'll cast it, but you guys be ready. I don't know if I can wait until you guys get to a better position. You tell me, but I'm gonna try to get here, get closer, without hopefully rousing any suspicion. Obviously, if it goes to shit, we just be ready. I'm not even supposed to be here.
Hey,
Sorry, bad time for jokes. And I'm
Hey.
just gonna start walking away.
hey.
Start walking down like this way. I'm gonna take my long way around.
Okay.
The long way around to get to this point. Like I want to try to stay away at the very cone what I think of one of those visions might be. Obviously I've never seen it, but I'm like trying to guess what
Rachel.
like 30 feet, 60 feet, whatever. Yeah.
Otter
I'm just gonna try to get I want to get to here if I can, I think. Or get closer to the rock is fine too. But I feel like if I keep getting closer to that rock, then I'm afraid about this guy. I'm gonna try to get
Even.
I'm gonna try to get in between the rock and this guy's vision. This guy's over here.
Rand looks at Fitz. Time's of the essence, right?
Don't.
I'll admit I'm all too careful when it comes to
I can't
tactical maneuvering.
Can't raise an alarm.
Horns has already begun traveling.
Decision now. Time.
On Corin's attack, we rush. What say
Rand
you?
doesn't wait. Rand turns around and just starts running. Hey! Hey! You guys! We're in hell! And he just starts running, and he's just looking to book it.
As soon as I hear that,
He's looking to book it as far as he can, and he will... Dang it.
he
Wrong
needs you
person
to
thing.
in the fucking vault. As soon as I hear that, I cast Psychic Lance on the Dogmaster.
Rand's running as fast as he can.
Alright, I'll give you
He's looking to get to here.
Okay, I'll give everybody about 60 foot of movement that you are able to take right now, and then we'll see what happens. Corin, I'd say that's where you're at. So if you'd like to move anymore, you can. You basically get like you see Rand doing this, and it's just kind of a adrenaline of the moment, kind of a surprise type thing. You can all make like 60 foot of movement and a reaction.
Do I get to have the spell off or no?
Oh, what are you casting?
I was wanting to cast. As soon as I hear him yell, I'm just going to cast Psychic Lance on the Dogmaster.
All right. What is Psychic Lance?
I put it in chat.
Oh.
You have to make an Intelligence saving throw.
For him? Okay.
For the Dogmaster, yes. I either have to know the creature's name or I can see the creature.
What's the 120 feet?
120 feet. Yeah, I believe that I'm within
You are
range. I
in
think I'm at like
range.
I'm at like 100 feet right now.
What is it? Intelligence?
Yes. And he has to beat a 17, I believe.
Question. I know you're saying you would allow all of us 60 feet.
Correcto.
Does that include our halfling that moves at like 5 feet slower than everybody else?
Sorry, so double your movement is what I should say. Alright, intelligence throw is coming. Roll a 16.
Okay, so he fails.
Okay.
So he's incapacitated. And he takes 7d6 psychic damage.
7d6. Go ahead and roll that.
Oh god, how do I do this again? /R,
Did you
right?
cast it on the guy in chains, or?
Yeah, that casts on the Dogmaster, yeah. /R, right? And then space d6 or
What do you can click on the dice button on the left?
yeah, it only
Oh,
goes
that
up to
drop
6
that?
though.
Huh?
It only goes up to 6.
Oh, how many do you need to
Yes, it
7.
is /R space.
Then 7d6.
Yes.
Does anybody have any d6s for me to borrow?
Hey, here you go. Here, you can use this one. This is one of my favorites. You see this one? It's metal. That's the one that rolled a 1.
18 is the total.
And what type of damage is this?
It is psychic power. I'm trying to read it.
It's probably just. Psych.
Yeah, it's psychic damage. It's psychic damage. It says 76 psychic damage.
Okay. So he takes 18 points of damage.
And he's incapacitated
And he's incapacitated.
until my next turn.
Following his attack, I'm going to be casting Synaptic Static.
Okay, on the same guy?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
All
I
good.
think that was my damage. And there it is, Synaptic Static for you.
Ooh, that's
Psychic
cool.
energy to explode. Each creature in a 20-foot radius must make an intelligence saving throw. You're putting it on the chain guy and his dogs, I'm assuming.
That might be more than 20 feet, what I just made. But yeah, that's gonna be like the center point of origin.
Okay. That will encompass all of them. Let's see, I'll roll another intelligence for him. So he fails, I believe, and then his dogs. So there's
Fail.
3 of them. 1, 2,
Oh, damn.
3. One of them made a natural 20, so the middle one will succeed.
I think the first one succeeds too, doesn't it?
Oh, his spell save is 13.
Unless
So-
that's wrong. I don't know if that's right or wrong for you, Fitzrollo.
Says my spell save should be 15.
Okay. Is that you're reading that on the DC?
Spell save DC is 15.
That's weird. Okay, so then I believe the first and second one still save, and that last one will fail.
I rolled a 30 for damage.
Perfect. So you'll deal 30 damage to the last one, and was it half damage for the other ones?
Yes.
So you watch, putting in the numbers.
Doing the calculations.
Immediately hearing a whimpering, and you watch as the individual that was holding the dogs kind of falls and crumbles into what seems to be an incapacitated state, releasing the chains that had held the dogs prior. Corin and Fitzrollo had made 2 attacks with everybody else in their movement. Is anybody else doing anything? You need to move forward. It's gonna come up next to you and join you, Leaf.
I will Sacred Flame.
Don't forget to touch your tokens.
The gentleman in front of me, the imp in front. So we believe the guy in chains went down.
He seems
he's
to be
he's-
incapacitated. Yes.
Yeah, he
Incapacitated.
can't do anything. Yeah, he can't do anything for this
Okay.
turn.
Do you want us to go ahead and roll initiative?
Yes. I will have everybody roll initiative.
She was
With
right
that,
to me for that.
Everybody roll initiative.
Oh well.
My rolls are kind of terrible.
This turn order just refreshed into something weird.
20. I'll click my thing again. Just
I'll put them.
God, Lee, why are the spellcasters? Well, it's because we already had our turn, basically. We just get to.
What can you say?
Bran, which one were you throwing Sacred Flame at?
I am going to the one farthest to the right. So this poopy. Ding 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 bong.
Would you allow me to do a dagger?
Let me just rush him real quick.
I'd let you. Yes, you could throw 2 daggers.
Dagger, dagger.
You're kind of basically getting a surprise attack on these guys.
So would that include sneak attack if I hit it?
If you're within, if you have a reason for advantage, yeah.
Surprise attack would be.
If it's a surprise round.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Just 15. Just throwing in turns here. So, which one were you targeting, Leaf?
First one is going to be the same one that Ran is hitting, and the second dagger is going after the one on the left.
All right, Rand, did you roll to attack or anything?
It's they have to roll dexterity saving throw.
Okay,
DC 17.
this one right here.
Yes.
Dexterity saving throw.
Put the wrong headset on.
Rolled a 15.
Sweet. Because Sacred Flame never works. So
It's always good to try.
6.
6 radiant.
Okay.
Everything that helps.
Take 6 damage. And then Leaf.
So the first one is a 25 to hit on the one that Ran hits.
Okay.
And that's going to be 6 piercing with 17 sneak.
Okay.
And then the other one is an 18 to hit
Just
on the
a
one on the
casual
left.
25.
And it's going to be 6 piercing.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Still working on these initiatives.
I'm gonna take a shower and get naked, so yeah. Hey,
Hi, Tara.
Everybody says hello. I can't see past into the bedroom anyways. You're welcome. Can't see anything.
You could see a little crack, but like nobody's
Not
looking.
that crack.
There's nothing wrong with a little crack.
Well, I'm glad they're rolling so well.
And then one more roll.
Trash can. That's not nice. Come here. Come here. No, come here. Come here.
All right.
Where you go?
Turn order has been established. I believe we got everybody.
Perfect.
Okay, so Rand, Fitz, and Corin, everybody that pretty much made attacks, you guys watch as Corin, you cast your psychic glance on the chained user, which immediately causes him to bring his hands up to his head for a moment, and you watch as he falls prone onto the ground. As he does, the dogs get released, but at the same time, Fitzrolo, you cast what spell was it? Synaptic Static, which also chooses to kind of do this psychic energy that blows up. You guys watch in that area, and as it does, you hear the dogs kind of whimper for a moment as they take damage. The individual that was on the ground, how long? I guess he is just basically unconscious or incapacitated until...
He's incapacitated till to my turn. So I would imagine, because I think with Synaptic Static, it says that he gets a chance to make a saving throw.
Okay.
But I imagine if he's incapacitated, right, already, he can't. He wouldn't be able to make any kind of saving throw,
Okay.
right?
Intelligence saving throw, and is incapacitated until the start of your next turn.
Yes.
So
for my turn, yeah.
on your next turn, he will he'll wake up. But until then, he's out of it. And then, Ran, you go up to throw a sacred flame at that first imp who is just now noticing your arrival. You watch as you hit it and it burns it, and you see this burn kind of appear on its body. And just as it does, a knife flies past your head, or rather a dagger, that then inserts itself into the head of this imp, as then it falls backwards. And then you watch as another dagger is thrown at another imp next to the lemur, impaling itself within that.
And then
However,
back.
Leaf, you do notice with that second dagger when you throw it and it hits the imp, it actually doesn't seem to do as much damage as maybe it should have with the force that you threw. However, your daggers do return back to your belt nearly instantly. We will now start at the top of a round with Frederick, who is looking in front of him, sees the imps, sees the lemur off to the side, kind of what's in front of him. He's just going to run up, kind of on the right side, just in front of you, Ran. About right there. And he's getting out his little rope dart thing that he's modified. And from about 10 feet, he's going to try and strike that imp. So let's see what he does. Scroll down. Rolled a 26 to hit, which he does.
26 misses.
Oh God.
And you notice that even when Frederick, he's like fighting hard, and this seems to be hitting this creature. However, maybe not as much as this should be. I believe he gets another attack. Well, we'll see. Yes, he does. He's going to spend his next attack doing the same thing with the rope dart. One hit, pulls it back quickly to then fire off another hit with it. With an 18 to hit, which does, dealing more damage. That imp is not looking too great. That's all Frederick is going to be able to do on his turn. It'll be Rand's.
Let's see here. Let me just measure real quick. Is there anywhere that works? Nope. Not really. All right, we're gonna keep this pretty simple. We're gonna go up to the next imp in line, and we're just gonna go bonk him.
Okay.
Where is my mace? There's my mace.
Just move your way up there, and then see if you can hit him.
Yeah, let's see if I can hit him. Rolls a 1. 16 to hit.
That hits. You're hitting this one.
Whichever one's right there in front of me, the bottom left.
Okay. You hit him with your
And
mace.
We're also going to pump in a divine strike
On him as well.
Yep.
Okay.
as part of my hit. So let me throw that in chat for everybody. Yep. After 8th level, once a turn, I can roll a d8 of holy damage. A whole 1. Yes.
That's a good 1 damage.
Torna,
It
Torna be with me.
might be, weak against it though.
Yeah, hey. 4 damage.
Okay. You roll against it. You have a normal mace, or is it magical?
Nope, normal mace.
You smack it, and as you do, your impact doesn't seem to deal as much damage as you expected to. However, it is just enough to hit this thing in the side of the face, crunching it. You watch as its wings kind of relax, and it falls at your feet, splattering blood against this bridge.
Hold on 1 second. Let me. So when I hit it, I noticed that there was an issue with it hitting hard, like
Yeah,
the resistance.
It did seem like it has some sort of resistance.
Okay. Do I? Nope, we're good right now. We're good right now. Okay.
Okay.
I will use the rest of my movement to get to there.
All right.
That's my turn.
All right. Next up is the Chain Devil, who is currently incapacitated. So that leaves the lemurs that are now up by the citadel. They don't really seem to know what's going on. So they are moving about. Unseemingly not in a rush, but it's also they're just slow beings to begin with. About how far all three of those guys go. The dogs, however, after being attacked, they quickly recover themselves to find where they need to go, and all three begin sprinting down the bridge, hearing the yelling of Ran. They begin being let loose of their chains. They have now started in a dead sprint down towards you all. Next up are the imps, which that one is dead. This one is not. This imp then now, you watch before you, kind of unfurls its wings for just a moment and begins to fly upwards, just maybe 5 feet up into the air, not super high. And what he's going to do is he's just going to kind of attempt to strike you from kind of above you a little bit, Ran. As it's coming down at you, it's going to attempt to strike you.
It's gonna freaking fail.
Let's see.
This is all too much for Fitz to handle.
I'm not used to strenuous combat.
Well,
That hits.
Okay. Didn't quite do what I was gonna do. So a D4 plus 3, I believe. Alright, you take 4 points of poison damage. Or I'm sorry, piercing damage. And as you are hit by the stinger of this creature, you feel poison enter into your body. And you take 10 more points of poison damage. And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Alright, natural 1. So that full poison, you feel it coursing down through your veins and into your bloodstream. And it like pulses as it goes throughout your bloodstream. That's all he's going to do on his turn. The next one is also right there next to you. He's just going to get a little closer and kind of do the same thing. He's going to hover up above you.
I'm going to I'm going to use my reaction to on that poison roll. I'm going to use Portent to make that one a 19.
On his save?
Yes.
Okay. So he would save against the poison. You feel as if Fitzrollo kind of aids you. As this poison begins to course through your body, you feel that there's another essence that comes in to help. And you feel the poison seems to be... Your body's fighting against it. You're actually only going to take 5 damage instead of 10 on that poison. So give yourself 5 back.
Hoping that stopped you from being paralyzed or something like that.
Yeah, I think
Never
so.
know.
At least poison, probably.
This other imp, however, is going to swing in and attempt to do the same thing. Rolling a 20 to hit.
Golly.
So roll another con save for me.
Is that a natural 20 or is that just a
No.
20?
That's
Straight
just a 20.
Just 20. Okay.
All right.
Corner is not with me.
Another fail. So you will take 7 points of damage just from the sting. And then the poison again courses through your blood. Your veins change colors slightly from the poison. You take 13 poison damage. All right, that's that imp's turn. Now it is the lemur here. And you see as it kind of flails about, sees what's going on, and you just hear it like, help me, as it rushes towards Frederick. Rand, you have an opportunity attack if you'd prefer.
Is it like, I want to save the poor souls?
It seems like it's running
No.
like Attack on Titan.
Rand's too preoccupied with dealing with the poison.
Okay, so he's gonna let it go, and it is going to rush up to Frederick. Frederick sees it. He's going to attempt to maybe prepare himself. This thing goes and tries to swing with his fist at 18 at Frederick, which does hit him. I have to figure out why this isn't rolling the damage. So he's gonna take 1 damage as he just is slapped by this lemur. Frederick kind of looks at him. He's like, that wasn't so bad. That's all that one's going to do. These other ones here, this one off on the right doesn't quite know what's going on. He's actually going to shamble this way. And then this other one by the bridge does see what's going on. And Leaf, he starts to pick up his pace as he makes his way towards you, but not quite close enough. It is now Leaf's turn.
Leaf is gonna move up. Five. I know I'm probably gonna get an opportunity attack doing this. So bonus action. Is pulling out my sword a bonus action?
Well, would you have pulled that out? Well, you had your daggers out earlier, but you did throw them. I could say that you could have switched to your sword after you threw them. You'd like to do that.
So yeah, sword in one hand, dagger in another. I'm gonna come up here, bonus action dash. And I'm gonna swing on the imp with the sword.
All right. I'd say you're still within range of the lemur, so you're not going to worry about an opportunity attack. 17 to hit, and that does hit.
And then do any of the dogs look particularly like hurt in any way?
It seems like the explosion of the psychic energy definitely seems to be affecting the one on the left and the right a bit more than the one in the middle.
Okay, then gonna throw a dagger at one of them. Let's go with the one on the right.
Okay, that does hit. You watch as you do throw your dagger. It impales the dog, letting out a shriek. limping, but still on the move.
And then that's all I got.
Okay. Corin, it is on your turn, and on your turn, the chained user wakes up.
Perfect. Now does he have to?
He's currently prone, but he is no longer incapacitated.
But he's still got muddled thoughts for a minute from the synaptic snap, right?
I believe
Until he
so.
makes an intelligence saving throw at its next turn, I think.
With synaptic static, or I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I couldn't remember.
Psychic
Yeah, you had it
Lance?
right. You said. No. I did Psychic Lance. He did synaptic static. So my spell's gone. If he's fine with my spell.
Oh, I got you. A target has muddled thoughts. Yeah. A d6 and subtracts the number rolled from all its attack rolls and ability checks. Okay, gotcha. You can make an intelligence saving throw at the end of each of its turns. So once it gets back around to him.
How tall is this? Somewhere is this like this part like a structure going up beside the bridge?
Yeah, it seems to kind of go up a little ways and then level out to kind of cross over.
Is it feasible to be able to like try to get up here and then make a line like this, missing Frederick and hitting these two?
Yeah, you could probably do that.
Okay. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go up here. Bop. This should have only been that should be my whole movement right there. I believe, unless I think I get 30, but I think I'm pretty sure that would be all my movement to climb.
You could probably just
And then
jump
I will cast Lightning Bolt in that direction.
All right. Do they need to make?
Just draw my hand. Yeah, draw my hand down the line. I could put it in chat, and then just launch it out. They are going to make a dexterity saving throw, and they got to beat a 15.
And so I guess he probably needs to roll his d6 because it subtracts from ability checks. So.
Well, is ability check is the same thing as a saving throw, or is that the?
Number rolled from attack rolls and ability checks as well as Constitution saving throws. Okay.
So I think he's safe. Yeah, I don't think he needs a roll then from that because mine's a dexterity saving throw.
So he rolls.
See, I call my own bullshit too, guys. I'm fair with everything.
He does roll 17 with muddled thoughts.
So he saves. So he's going to take half damage.
All right, roll that damage.
And for the dog too, because I was trying to get in the straight line with the first dog on the right.
Fails.
Okay, so they'll take full damage. That's 8d6.
Sheesh. 27 points of damage.
So he'll take half of that.
You said the chain guy had muddled thoughts,
Yes, from your synaptic static.
so that 17 should be an 11, right?
No, it's because it only affects only affects his Constitution saving throws. The rest are ability checks, I think, is what it says.
Okay.
And mine's a dex. This one is a dexterity I'm throwing at him.
Got it.
I could be wrong. I can go back and read it.
Let me check. It rolls a d6 and subtracts the number rolled from all its ability checks.
Saving throws are they ability?
Not ability. Okay, yeah, it would only be a
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I thought they were
Constitution
different things. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
All right, your lightning bolt courses through the first dog, and you watch as it shocks it straight to its death, and connecting with the chain user, dealing 27 points of damage to him. You watch as you guys are just kind of beating him up, but he still stands even after the shock.
Pretty hurt, or
Hard to tell from this distance, but he is standing, or rather, I guess he's still prone. So you've shocked him while he was down on the ground. You probably actually would have had disadvantage on his.
well, I imagine
dexterity
it's a
saving
5 foot wide, 100 foot, whatever what you call it.
I'm gonna re-roll because he would have
Okay.
had disadvantage on his roll due to him being prone. Yeah, makes a difference. So he's gonna
Hey,
take the full
I'll take it.
damage, the full 27 and not half. All right,
Still up?
he's still
Okay.
alive.
Well,
it
like
looks
he's down, but he's still alive. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, is that it?
Yeah, I think that's all I got. I'm pretty sure.
All right, Fitzrollo.
Alrighty, I'm gonna cast Storm Sphere. My spell save DC is 15. I don't know why that thing's messing up.
Okay, yeah, I was doing that on Rand's as well. I think that was on somebody's. Where are you casting that at?
Let's see. I'm gonna make the circle and then move it. So this is going to appear as a storm cloud right there. That should be about 20 feet. So each creature in the sphere, when it appears, must succeed on a strength saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage.
I think he just makes it. It was a 16.
Okay, sweet. Okay. I'm gonna use my bonus action to cause a bolt of lightning to leap from the center of the sphere towards him.
Okay. He'll make a ranged spell attack. And
What's the best way to do that?
you get advantage on that attack because he's in the sphere.
It's gonna be a d20 plus 7, I guess. I don't really know what to.
Yeah, there's a little dice on the left side of the screen that you can use for that.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll it twice.
Okay. All right. 26 hits. You get to roll
Sweet.
4d6 lightning damage.
Incoming. It's rolling the dice. Oh, you're kidding.
All right. 7 points of damage. As this cloud, like storm-like cloud, appears over the user, chain user, and as it does, it kind of becomes a bit hard to see him. However, you guys can still see him, and you watch as a bolt of lightning shoots from the storm and actually connects with him, doing a little bit of lightning damage against him.
Okay, heck yeah. And then just beyond that, everything in the sphere it will be difficult terrain.
All right, good to know.
All right, then I just move up a little bit and I end my turn.
Okay, Frederick's turn, and he just got punched by the lemur, and Frederick's gonna look at this, and not like that he got punched, so he's gonna give him a punch of his own. He's gonna drop his rope dart for the moment, and just use his fists, using an unarmed strike. And he'll do a second one. Which you watch as he punches it, and as he does, this weird fleshy substance almost sticks to his hands as he lands the first punch. He's like, "Yo, you are disgusting!" And he punches one more time. Let's see, leaving some sizable holes in this creature. It kind of moans and groans as he does so. Visibly hard to tell if he really... It looks like he did damage, but visibly it's hard to tell if anything really happened. There wasn't much of a reaction. Frederick, seeing that this thing is still standing, is going to spend a key point to do 2 more attacks. 2 more unarmed strikes, I should say. Both of them do seem to hit, and you watch as he punches twice again, just right in the face, really. The face becomes this twisted, kind of deformed look with each punch, to the point where after the second punch, this thing almost just has a hole of flesh that seems to kind of be caved in, and it just kind of falls over at his feet. And Frederick was like, I never want to face these again. These are so disgusting. As he makes his way up to join Ran and Leaf with the imps. That's going to be Frederick's turn. Ran, you're up.
Spiritual guardians.
Oh yeah. What's the
Pretty good
radius?
spell.
15 feet.
Run it up. Run it up.
15 feet from you, and then everything that immediately enters, they take a wisdom save.
That starts their turn in or enters on their turn.
Okay. That enters the area for the first time on a turn or starts it. So I'd say all of them technically would enter because you've casted it as they're there with you. And I'm also using Baldur's Gate 3 rules for that. So I'll say all of these that are currently here are going to make a wisdom save. So wisdom for the first imp, wisdom for the second imp, and then the two dogs. I believe every single one of them fail.
That would be right.
Roll 3d8 radiant damage.
Already did 14.
Oh, okay. 14. You watch as these spiritual guardians come out, these almost angelic-like creatures, almost spectral in nature, fly in very quickly, immediately killing the two imps that are in front of you, and one of the dogs on the left, but the other remains.
I want to end my turn.
Now the chain user. He's going to spend half his movement standing up because he's prone, and he's on difficult terrain. So he's going to have to use... It takes
All of
half of his movement to move through it. Unfortunately, he's only able to travel about... Let's see. He can travel about here. Not out of the sphere just yet. He gets to here. And that's all of his movement. Let's see if he can do anything. It seems like at this point he's noticed what's going on, and he's attempting to just get close to you if he can. You do see that in one of his hands, with all of the chains that he has, he does basically use his action to separate into one hand a bunch of sharp razor-edged chains, and in the other hand he throws what look like just chains without anything on them, and he throws them roughly about right there at 13 feet. So we will say about right there is just a group of what looks like maybe 3 or 4 different chains he just threw that landed there. That's going to be his turn. Next up, again, these Lemirs kind of seeing what's happening now are a bit more intrigued. They're going to slowly shamble their way. From this distance, you can't hear if they are groaning or anything like that. Can't hear if they're saying anything as they move. All right, one of the other dogs now is going to start his turn in Spirit Guardians. It's going to make his wisdom saving throw. That's an 8. He's going to take some more damage from Mr. Ram.
Sorry.
All good. This dog failed his wisdom save, so he gets to take 3d8 radiant. Starting his turn in your Spirit Guardians. Such a good spell. 15. You watch as he begins to take off. Again, your Spirit Guardians coming to your aid actually stops it in its tracks before it can do anything. Before it can take his turn, and it kills him. Both imps are dead now. The lemur right there is dead. This lemur over here seems to be wandering kind of away from you guys. Still doesn't quite understand or know what's going on. However, this one here seems to kind of know what's happening. He's gonna kind of come around and just start to enter. Not able to get far enough to you though. Leaf, it is your turn.
Rob, odd or even?
Oh, she's gonna jump in the lava.
Even.
Okay.
See, here's a problem. We never define like what the role, like if it is what we call. So I'm just letting you know that.
So my thing is, if the role goes to what you call, I don't do what I want to do.
Gotcha.
So
See, I did the opposite.
This is fun.
I was like, if it goes to what she says, then that's a sign, and I do what I was thinking.
Leaf is gonna step up here. Oh god, man, I really want to. I don't know how far I just went, and I can't undo.
You didn't go. You were right behind me.
Yeah, you
Like
you
5
probably
feet or
traveled.
7
Right
something
here,
like that.
right?
You might have gone 10.
Yeah, maybe 8 or 9 feet there.
We're gonna switch back to double daggers.
Okay.
And we're going to throw both of them at little man back here that's sneaking up on Corin. And he's not close enough for me to get sneak attack yet, so.
All right, you throw 2 daggers at the lemur, and as it does, you watch as he's still coming. Like, you throw your daggers, he shows no like visible reaction of pain. He's just still making his way, but you seem to do 10 points of damage.
Okay, that's gonna be my turn this time.
Corin, see a very tormented, twisted like being approaching you, with looks like 3 fingers in what would be their hand and 2 in the other. No legs.
Perfect. I'm gonna take what was that, 20 feet of movement, and I'm gonna still stay up on the rampart if I can. If I need to jump down anytime, just tell me.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to here, aiming at. Because can I see inside the storm cloud?
Yeah, you can.
The storm sphere.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. I'm just gonna go. Still looking the chain guy. Still think he's probably the most threat right now. And I'm just gonna do chill touch. So that's just a regular attack, I believe.
Okay.
It's a spell attack. So 14. Does 14 hit?
You're attacking the chain user?
Yes.
It does not hit.
Okay. my turn.
That's it.
I think that's all I got. Yeah, I don't think I have anything I don't have any reaction stuff to do.
Okay. And Fitzrollo, still under concentration on this this sphere. What would you like
I
to do?
am. I'm gonna take my bonus action to make it strike the chain guy with lightning. Should get advantage on this attack roll.
Okay.
So 26 probably hits. He will take 4d6 lightning damage.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
Grata. He takes
Woo!
16 lightning damage.
You watch as he's standing now, visibly as this lightning strikes him. You can tell that it does affect him, and that it seems to deal a considerable amount of damage to him. Still
Amazing.
alive though.
Lightning doesn't mix too well with metal chains. Okay. I'm gonna now use my action to cast Firebolt on the Lemure behind me.
Okay.
I rolled a 10 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay.
He
Damage
turns
is
to
gonna
ash.
end up being 3d10.
Crazy.
11 damage.
You throw a firebolt at him, and as the fire hits him, it just kind of fades away, and it seemingly does nothing to him.
Mm.
Seems like your attack had no effect on him.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and step over some of these bodies and create a united front with my teammates.
I just want to take her pain away. If I could take all of my.
Alright, that's my turn.
All right. At the top of a new round, as Frederick is attempting or getting ready to start his turn, from underneath underneath the bridge,
Oh God.
It's something that I have to battle with inside me.
these
and it just can't be fixed overnight.
other creatures seem to come out from underneath this bridge. And they fly up into the air beside you guys. You should be able to see them now. As you as you see these creatures come up from underneath the bridge, you immediately notice, all of you are able to see that these creatures are flying. They've got these long, spiky like tail. Their whole body is completely purple with these red eyes, and they almost shriek as they come up and out. You see this long, like purplish like tongue, these red eyes, and they're holding what appears to be some kind of trident in one of their hands as they approach high from above, joining the fray. They quickly coming to the understanding that they must have been under the bridge as you started the battle. We'll do 2 different rolls for them. So the first 2 will be 17s, and the other 2 will be 6s. All right. With them now entering the fray, Frederick's turn is here. He is looking, he feels confident. He's going to run up this way. Kind of center some of the, possibly draw some of the attention to him that way. Let's see. Don't know that he's got very much ranged stuff.
He has those returning darts, doesn't he?
Oh, he does have some darts. Yeah, I don't think he uses them very often. Let's see. Yeah, he's got I believe he's got in his inventory. He's got a few of these darts that return back to him. So he's gonna attempt to throw these darts. What's the range?
They're Nerf darts, 5 feet.
And then those are probably a bit higher for him to throw a dart. He can't really reach anything with the darts. These are flying, and so they're higher than just horizontal to him. They're probably at least 20 or more in the sky. Frederick's just going to kind of post up there and kind of get ready. Ran. Your turn.
All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure something out really quick.
All good.
How does the guy in chains look?
Hard to tell, but he's definitely taken a considerable amount of damage. He's holding up.
All right.
Visibly, he doesn't seem to be too shaken up, but these are creatures you've never fought before, so you're unsure.
Right. I'm gonna use my movement. So we're gonna get up to here, and
That guy is technically entering your thing, so he's gonna make a wisdom. Natural one.
Are we... Matt, we can't BG3 these. We can't BG3 this. We can't, because I abused that so much in BG3. I would have what's her name cast it, and then I would literally just walk her around.
Hey,
the
that's
map.
hey.
I would have her. I'd have her dash, because all she had to do was just walk around.
It's
Walk
until
in,
the
walk
concentration's
out.
broken, right?
Walk in and out. Walk in and out.
Oh, she got once she got her stats up there, it was just lighting people on fire. It was hilarious. Oh god, the what's her name? The Shar girl. I can't.
Shadowheart?
Shadowheart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'd probably say on each turn, if they enter
it'd be,
and like you
it'd
exit,
be
it just
it'd
happen
be,
trigger. It would
yeah.
trigger like once per turn.
Okay. All right. So you want me to roll damage?
Yeah.
I will do that.
I really think that's how it reads too, but I've always struggled with like the read of Spiritual Guardians.
9.
All right.
And oh, that's too far.
Since I reconnected with Samantha, it's been
This D&D battle is sponsored by Body Cream.
I know. Sorry.
That's fine. It's good.
Thank you.
I'm gonna throw a guiding bolt at our chains guy.
All right, go for it.
About 2 carats total diamond weight on that piece.
19 definitely hits.
20 points of radiant damage.
20 points of radiant damage. You throw this guiding bolt as it fires across the lane from you in almost an instant. You watch as it pierces into what would probably be the heart of this creature. You watch as he tries to rip some of his chains off to get to the wounds, but it doesn't seem like he can because of the magical nature of it. He starts to waver a little bit as he's attempting to grab this, but it's piercing his hands from the radiant damage. He falls to his knees and then leans over to die.
Yes. Now we have 4 new enemies to kill.
That will be my turn.
Okay. So he dies. You've got this devil here going. Let's see. So, you're gonna watch as he's able to. Let's see. What's his speed? It's Rolo. You watch as this one here actually flies right up to you, and it's coming down to bite you. You watch as its teeth open up wide, and this purple tongue comes out at you. And as it does, he comes down to try and latch onto you. It's a 16 hit.
That hits.
All right. You're going to take 4 points of damage from this bite as its teeth rip into your skin. You watch then as right after he bites you, he releases from you, and you take a moment to examine the bite spot before noticing he's taking his fork, his trident type thing, and he's attempting to stab you with it. 18 to hit for 6 piercing,
hits.
as you are now pierced by this this fork-like weapon.
Gross.
Then what he's going to do, using his flying, and because of an ability he has called Flyby, he's going to fly the rest of his movement just away from you, over the edge, and not provoke an opportunity attack from you due to one of his abilities. That's his turn. This other one here, Corin, is going to do the same thing. Flies over to you and attempt to bite you. Does a 5 probably doesn't hit you.
Does not hit me, no.
And you watch as the second attack comes from the trident. You'll take 4 points of damage from the trident.
Okay.
And he's actually going to attempt to do the same thing. He's going to fly over you, kind of back out over the lava, not provoking an opportunity attack from you. All right, next are these lemurs up here. Seems like they've grasped what's happening, although they don't seem smart enough to know that this is spiritual guardians. And that one's going to have to make a wisdom save. This one will come to about right here. And so that one, wisdom save, is a 13. And as soon as he walks into it, his flesh seems to be cut up and dropped on entry. It seems like these creatures are not very smart. Alright. Here. Next up, this next one, slowly but surely making his way up to the bridge. And then I believe Leaf is. Oh, where's this guy?
He's the one over to the
Oh,
side.
yeah. Yeah, this is the one that's wandering away because he doesn't quite understand or know what's going on. It is Leaf's turn now. Leaf, you watch as these spiny-like devils have appeared and have now taken attacks at your friends and then have flown away before Fitzrolo or Corden could actually even react.
Okay, we're gonna move up here. And how far away?
We got this, Corin.
We got this.
So from you, they're about probably 10 foot high above you.
I was thinking from the guys.
And then however far away they are from you, you would just add that on to your range, your distance. So if he's like 21 feet, then he's actually 31. He's 10 feet high as well.
Oh, I know I can hit him. I just was hoping I would get sneak attack.
Oh, I got you.
But I don't get that. So we're actually gonna go for the one the further away. Right? I can hit him, right? Yeah, he'll be right at the edge of my range.
Okay.
He gets both of my daggers.
Natural 20. All right, both of those definitely hit.
I don't get sync on either one of them though.
Collapse. Okay. Let's see. Make sure I'm getting this right. So you throw your first dagger, and it seems like it connects, although maybe not as much as you had hoped. And then you throw your second dagger, dealing, I guess, what, 7 plus, it's rolled a d4 for the the extra d4 on top of the 4 plus 3. Okay, I got you. I always get confused by. So 8.
Rob,
Haven't we done this different before?
I think we did, but I don't remember how we were doing it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I thought I wrote it down, but that was a very long time ago.
Okay. Well, if you find it, just let me know. We'll run with just the 8 for now. But I feel like we did something a little different. As you...
I'm also in the notebook that like half of my notes are gone. So I'm probably not going to find it because the last thing that's genuinely legible is a Corn quote that is now a Drew quote.
Oh God.
I'm not trying to seduce those ogres with my lumber.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh my God, that's
That's a
awesome.
throwback. That's a throwback.
That is so good.
Yeah, that's the last legible note that I have in this notebook. So.
Oh, that's
good time.
that's great.
All right. Well, that second dagger also hits. However, doesn't seem to be dealing as much damage, even with the force that you threw it with. It seems like these spine devils may have some type of resistance. That's the end of your turn.
Yep, that's all I got.
All right. This next spine devil back here is going to move and kind of come up on you flying, Corin. And is it going to attempt to bite you? And then hit you with his trident.
It misses with the bite.
And on the trident.
And on the trident.
And-
Just leaning back on the ledge, trying not to get hit.
So it took about. So it's gonna go over you since he's not gonna get. He's actually going to just fly just past you, but not quite far enough away to be out of your range.
Right.
So he's gonna stay right there, and then the next devil is gonna start in the Spirit Guardians. So he's gonna make his Wisdom save, which is a fail.
Roll some damage.
3d8, 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 3d8.
Ray might be busy, so I'll roll it for him.
Lovely.
13 points of damage.
Sorry, what'd you need?
Oh,
Are you
all
okay with
good.
that 13 that he just rolled?
We were doing Spirit Guardians for you.
Nice.
Yeah, he just rolled damage for you.
As it begins its turn in Spirit Guardians, it does fail, and as it's flying, you watch as the wings get clipped off of the Spine Devil, and as he falls into the lava, burning away into nothing. Corin, start of your turn.
Suck.
Nice.
All right. Before we do this, we did talk about the last time. It's because it's been months. We did talk about this because this was brought from Rand's like his tower power thing, like the divine light he casted, and he ended up saying, remember, he wasn't able to
Dawn.
technically. Yeah, he wasn't
Yeah.
able to cast it or whatever.
Yeah.
Tower power is, I think, is a better name.
That actually is pretty cool.
Rand's tower power, power tower. But did you do a house rule about something like if we don't have the required components?
We were talking about
to build-
components.
Yeah.
That we might
Material
still-
components.
We might still be able to succeed on casting a spell.
Right. We had talked about like if something I think is worth more than typically what I say 50 gold or 100 gold in value, and you would
Right.
need to have the component or something like that.
Oh, you will have to have the component if it's more than 50 or 100.
If it's expensive, I think is kind of what we had talked about. Like I know Rand had to go buy a diamond for Revivify one time.
Yeah.
So I mean, if it's expensive, then
Well-
yes. But like the little components, you know, like a dirt or a feather, things like that, you don't. I wouldn't say we need to keep track of that. But if it's something.
Oh yeah, no. I thought we had talked about something about like a chance of error, like where like we tried to do the spell and then there's like we thought we had talked about there's a percentage chance whatever it could fail. It
Oh,
just
if
takes
you
the spell
decide
slot.
not. Oh yes, if you decide not to use an item of the same value.
Yes.
Like if you tried to use
Right.
Revivify, but you didn't use a diamond, you used like a emerald or something.
Right.
There's a chance for failure.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So what I would like to do is because I would like to cast a spell, but it costs a gilded skull worth at least 300 GP.
Okay.
I do not have a gilded skull worth 300 GP.
Okay.
So I would just like to. I don't know what you need me to roll.
So you're
In
just
order to
wanting to
see-
cast it without a component at all, or maybe like what you would typically have on hand, which is probably worth nothing.
If I could
Just
grab.
a normal human skull.
Do I have I don't even think I have a normal human skull. That's the problem. I could grab that lemur skull right there and try to cast it through that instead as my component.
You could try.
Do some transmutation, some Edward Elric like shit right here.
You could certainly try. I won't say you can't.
Let's do it.
But you
This is a good learning thing for everybody.
as a wizard of your skill and knowledge, you know that this would be a very difficult spell to pull off, and there's a higher chance of you wasting a spell slot.
That's fine.
But there is a chance it could work.
But I'm hoping with
Okay, we're
being
just
in
in
hell,
hell.
but I'm being with hell though that hopefully that helps counter some of it because the goal is I'm trying to call a spirit.
Okay.
So I'm hoping in hell like it kind of balances a little bit out maybe. Obviously still more chance of failure, but I'm hoping being in hell might be easier to call a spirit to my aid.
I didn't
I'm trying to
realize
cast.
We signed up for yoga with all this stretching that's going on right now.
I'll put in chat. I'm trying to do summon undead
Summon undead.
at fourth level,
Crazy.
and specifically I'm trying to summon like a ghost.
Corpulent form that uses
Okay.
undead spirit stat block.
A ghostly spirit.
Yeah, I have the stat block I can share with you.
Okay.
I mean, say it doesn't matter if it doesn't, make it. So I figured I'd save it.
All right. What do you use to cast spells? What?
I use my focus is my half of my family crest.
Okay. And then ability. I'm sorry. What ability do you use? Is it like wisdom or?
I think it's intelligence is what
I want to say
normally
his
use.
is intelligence.
Yeah, for wizard it should be intelligence.
All right. With you being right there, Fitzrolo, you can kind of, if you call on Fitzrolo, he may be able to assist in some way, just as a reaction. Everybody else is a bit far for you to call on for help with this spell.
Fitzrolo, I need help, and I'm just grabbing it. I'm just grab it. I was like, you want us to trust you? Help me finish this. And I'm like, you see, like my hand is like glowing. My eyes are glowing more through my mask as I'm like trying to summon it. But you see, I'm having trouble trying to make this spell work.
Whatever you see fit, Fitzrolo. How do you want to aid?
Ooh. Is
could
he gonna be
be-
making a roll of any sort?
He will be making an ability check to discern. I've got a number in my mind, and depending on how I believe you help him, can change that number. And how this goes on by casting the spell without the component needed.
Okay.
So you can cast a spell on him. You can use a word of encouragement if you think that would help. If dancing around like a monkey you think would help, you tell me what you think would help. This is kind of a fun little homebrew thing that
This is that's what I'm saying. I just want to try to see. This is a good lesson for everybody.
recently tried to do.
Can I cast a spell?
You can cast a spell as a reaction. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to cast Enhance Ability. Give him advantage on an intelligence check. Just throw that out there for y'all. Bam. I believe that gives him advantage.
Okay. So you quickly are able to just touch him. And, you have advantage. Intelligence. All right, you give him the owl's wisdom. Or no, I'm sorry, the fox's cunning. Is that right? Yeah, the fox's cunning.
Yeah.
And he gets advantage on his intelligence check. So, Corin, you watch as Fitzrollo attempts to aid you. You feel his aid come to you. Roll me and an intelligence check with advantage.
The side rate. This is just.
Hey, Nat, check Discord real quick.
What did you do?
I think I found the crit.
16 with advantage.
All right. As you muster up your ability to cast this spell with the aid of Fitzrollo, the nearby elements around you begin to collect, and you see some of the just the dirt and the other element around you begin to form. However, you're losing your focus and your strength on it to where it collapses into just dust and dirt in front of you.
I should have figured. It's fine.
Unfortunately,
I knew it was a long shot. Sorry to waste my turn, guys.
you weren't able to do it, and you do lose your
Yep,
spell
I already
slot.
marked it off. Yep, I already marked it off. Well, I'm just a waste. All right, that's the end of my turn.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, Rachel. So crits are max damage and a dice roll and proficiency. I'll be right back. I'm actually getting a phone call really quick.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure how much longer I can play. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, I know it's getting late. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm trying not to yawn over here. I'm not bored. I'm just tired.
You guys are getting old.
It's
the
1
person
a.m.
that's been says the person that's been yawning since we started.
How much coffee have you had?
I'm only on my second cup.
Sorry, that's why I ran in because I was like, wow, this is going on. We're not gonna finish this.
Right. I don't expect us to finish this fight. I thought we might have.
We'll finish
able
the
to-
fight and we'll get into the Citadel.
Thinking I'll have a kind of big turn here.
All right, I'm back. Sorry.
I don't
My
like it
my
when you
mom
say
was
things
calling
like
me,
that.
and
Everything all right?
yeah, she just accidentally dialed me somehow.
Okay.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, I told her, I was like,
It
you
is
freaked
absolutely
me out.
terrifying.
It's like,
Ugh.
anyway. Okay. Woo! All right, let's keep going. We'll try to finish up
All right.
this combat.
Should be Fitzroll, I believe. Because my
Okay.
turn. That's my turn.
All right, Fitzrollo.
Yes, I'm gonna have this cloud lightning strike this devil thing here.
Okay. Yeah, it's just in range. Just barely.
Okay, I'm gonna roll my.
What?
Actually, am I with this person right here? Am I within that attack opportunities? Yes, because you said he didn't fly up enough.
This guy is, but he didn't leave your space. He's within.
Oh, you're right.
5
I was gonna
feet.
say if I wasn't in, I was gonna move. But if I'm in opportunity attack range, I'm not gonna move.
19 does hit.
Okay, so that guy will be taking 12 damage.
All right. You guys watch as this long lightning comes from the storm and actually hits this flying spine devil. It just seems to barely hit like max range almost, striking him, and he stays firm in the sky.
He stays firm in the sky. Oh my
He's
gosh.
still up there.
Okay, I'm then going to twin spell using my meta magic adept. And I'm going to cast Mind Sliver.
Oh, all right.
So I'm going to need the same guy who just got struck by lightning, as well as this dude down here.
Okay.
both make an intelligence saving throw. They must roll 15.
They both fail.
Okay, they will both take 3d6
Hit them.
psychic damage. Both take 7 damage.
All right. You watch as this pierces their minds, and you can see the visible impact as they almost lose their flight for just a moment, especially this one flying here, seemingly almost struggling to stay aloft in the air. You've successfully did that damage to them.
And I'm gonna like freaking move
All right.
way over here. Okay, that's my turn.
All right. Start of the new round. It is Frederick's turn. Frederick is going to get to about here, like right at the edge, and just kind of see if he can hit that spine devil with the rope dart. And 1 attack, 2 attack. Both hitting. And you watch as they strike. He hits it twice, and after the second strike, it actually pierces the probably the midsection of the spine devil. And as it falls, Frederick quickly pulls as hard as he can to release his rope dart into the creature as it falls down into the pit of, into the river of lava. You can see he's really excited about that kill, and that will be his turn. Ran.
Let's see where it's. Oh, I can go stand next to Corin. Cool. I'm gonna go stand next to Corin.
Stop taking all my things from me.
I will not. Oh, wait. No, wait. Huh? No. I will not go stand next to Corin. I'll go stand here. There. I'll stand there. Is that
That
okay?
doesn't help. They're still within the. It's fine.
We want them dead.
Okay, I'm just gonna stand back here. I cast Sacred Flame at the one in the middle.
This one?
Yes.
Okay. Gotta make a...
DC 17 Dexterity. Is it Dexterity?
Yeah.
Nice.
He fails, taking 10. He watches you fling the Sacred Flame at him, very similar to a firebolt. He watches it burns him up into black char, turning his skin from purple to just kind of this nasty melted black. And you can see as it starts to fly in a bunch of different directions, being on fire before dive bombing straight into the river due to
Nice.
the damage.
There. Is that okay? I'm just gonna end my turn now. My turn is over.
All right. The lemurs are still slowly coming to the bridge. This guy is actually going to walk his way off map. Not to be seen. Leaf.
Hey, I finally have an opportunity for sneak attack.
Woo.
Finally.
So double dagger on the guy right in front of Corin.
Go for it. Both of those hit. Alright. A total of
6, I think.
13 plus, so 36 total.
26. I think.
26. Thank you.
26.
Yeah, 13, 7, and 6. Yeah.
Okay. You watch as you throw your daggers, dealing a considerable amount of damage. However, those daggers still not dealing as much as you had hoped. However, the sneak attack does full damage because it's part of your ability. So you watch as you throw these daggers, they implant into the wings, ripping these holes into the wings of the spine devil. However, he's holding himself aloft, but he's not very well balanced doing so.
I mean, if he would have started his turn in Spiritual Guardians, might be dead by now.
I literally said do whatever. But it's fine. That's my turn anyway. That's all I can do, really.
So it is actually now his turn.
Come at me, bro.
Corin is right there in front of you. So he's going to attempt to strike you again. However, you do watch as he flies away from you. Using flyby, which is his ability, doesn't incur an opportunity attack because he's flying. And then you watch as he takes those spines that have been all over his body and he flings his backside towards you, sending a spine at you, Corin.
Okay.
So 19 to hit. You'll take 3 piercing and +1 fire damage as this thing pierces you and then begins to burn your skin. And
Yeah,
he'll
sure.
do one more against
So,
you.
okay.
Flings basically 2 of these spines. However, the second one
Misses. Yeah.
misses you completely and flies past you over the bridge. That's all he's gonna do. He's gonna maintain where he's at, kind of away from you. And it'll be Corin's turn. Chance to
Ray
get-
of Frost.
Okay. Chance to get a little bit of
Should be 60 feet.
revenge on this. That hits.
Don't lie. Just I didn't mean to do it at advantage. Sorry.
Okay, 22 still hits.
So 8 cold damage.
Okay. You cast this Ray of Frost, and it starts out kind of this blackish green staple of Corin that begins to turn into this blue ice that frosts. And as he's flying up and kind of getting his trident ready, you start to frost his body. As it does, he's going and he freezes mid-flight.
Yes.
And then actually goes and slams down into the side of the bridge, basically then exploding into just shards of ice that fall into the river of lava.
We need to make our way into the castle. Let's go. And I'm just going to use all the rest of my movement to go forward. I need to actually nap out, so just move my body.
Okay.
Yeah, right about there.
Is the storm sphere still active?
And that's my turn.
That would be from Fitzrollo. You still concentrating? Is that a concentration? The sphere.
You're muted.
Yes, sir, it is.
Okay. It is now your turn.
Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and move forward. I'm going to have my Storm Sphere smack this dude with lightning.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, I roll a 19 to hit.
That definitely is.
Okay, damage coming in hot. 12 damage.
12 damage. You strike him with lightning, leaving this charred, nasty mark on his body that he kind of reacts to a little bit. And as he does, you watch as he kind of, not like melts away, but his body just kind of shrinks into the ground in a very grotesque way as he dies.
You dissolve the goo.
Dang. All right, I'm going to shoot the next guy with 3 magic missiles.
All right.
He casts shield.
He takes 9 damage.
9 damage. You watch as these pierce this lemur, and as it does, these crystal-like objects that you from the magic missile pierce him seem to be stuck inside of his body. However, he still is coming.
What an idiot. Okay, I'm going to end my concentration on the storm and end my turn.
Okay. Now Frederick's turn. And Frederick is just going to rush this lemur down here and start punching it. Going for 2 punches. And as he does, he eliminates this lemur with just 2 satisfying punches.
Nice.
Hearing this crunch and nasty effect, it's like he's punching soft flesh. He's very disgusted at this, not having to see anything like this before, and destroys that one. Next is Ran.
Is there anything?
It's
only
just the
thing-
one left.
There's
There's
just
this one here.
right there. It appears to be left.
Walk towards him menacingly.
I walk toward him menacingly.
He looks at you, his mouth open like a void in his mouth.
Damn!
Before the spirit guardian slice right through the top of his head. And as it does, it just slowly scrapes over and kind of gelatinously, in a weird, nasty way, just hits the ground and just kind of wiggles as it sits there before his body crumbles. Thus killing the final lemur and ending combat.
The chains. Do the chains still look menacingly sitting there in the middle of the bridge?
Looking at them, they look like normal, like, just links of chain. Like, there's nothing, there's no sort of razored edges or anything on them.
Okay.
Do I need to pull the spine out of me so I stop taking damage?
Yeah, you can pull it. It's not continuing to do damage to you.
Okay, cool. I'll just take it out just in case.
Okay.
All right. Keep moving.
Can I inspect the chain guy's body?
We don't have time for this.
You guys kind of take a moment to breathe. You start to inspect the chain user. Upon getting
30
closer, yeah, that's great. Upon getting closer to him, you see his entire body is almost like super sunburned, to the point where it's like his flesh has like been burned just enough to like show that he's got like these just nasty like red all over his body. His body has been wrapped in these chains, tight, and some loose, some tight, and he's got them all around him. He's got them around his wrists. He's got some around his neck, his chest, his thighs, and kind of down by his ankles. His eyes are almost like Sith eyes, like they're orange and black and red, and he appears to be completely bald as he lay there. He doesn't appear to have like clothing. He's just wrapped in these chains, so there's nothing on him that you could find. His fingers are like claws. Other than that, he seems to be wearing maybe some typical traveling boots, it seems like, but his entire section, his groin and his upper body is just covered in these chains.
Okay. Do we see an entrance?
You do, right here.
Okay, I step forward and assumingly with Ran and just try to open it.
All right.
Check for traps.
Yeah, I would like to check for traps. For favor.
All right.
I don't want to die.
God 3 fireballs as glyph warding.
We'll do that on the next session because this is where we're going to end tonight.
Awesome.
Before we enter the Citadel.
Ooh. Hey, I think we handled that pretty well. No alarms. That
No
we know
alarms.
of.
That we know of.
Nobody
Dude,
got out. We
That
took down
That
chain
we
dude did
know of.
the
nothing.
intelligent guy. Yeah, I know. We took down the intelligent guy that I was really worried about.
Yeah.
Turns out that guy
we
that's
almost
stealthing away.
blasted him.
From into
bro.
Ghost.
You almost
I-
got to someone I go.
Almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades.
I
Hey,
really
it's fine,
tried my
though.
best to help
Not
you. I'm a
gonna-
divination
not-
wizard. I don't.
Not gonna be my last time when I try it. So
Cool.
Thanks a
Well,
lot,
have fun,
guys.
guys.
This
yeah,
was
that
fun.
was great.
Heck yeah,
I
yeah.
Good
can't,
session.
can't wait.
Much needed. I will not be around next Friday. Remember.
Okay.
I
So-
also will not be around next Friday, so
Well,
We'll figure it
we'll
out.
talk the first week of June and see if we can try to look at the 7th or the 14th.
The 7th is when I should arrive into Texas. So I'll be moving in that day. Hopefully.
I also have half of my staff gone that weekend, so I will be busy.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure
Figure
it
it
out.
We'll
We'll
see
figure
what
it
we
out.
Two more
can do.
months,
Sorry,
guys.
not yet.
We'll make it work. One day.
Yeah. We're here. We're committed. We love this. We love this campaign. We're not going anywhere.
You guys have a wonderful holiday weekend.
Yes,
You guys
y'all
too.
Have a good weekend, guys. Be safe.
Word.
I love
Peace
you,
out,
Rob.
y'all.
See y'all.
Peace out. Love you, bud.
Oh yeah.